Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico on a gorgeous Southern California Saturday night. All kinds of stuff going on in Los Angeles. We're at the LA Memorial Coliseum, one of the great venues in college football for a Pac-12 matchup. The Wildcats of Arizona on the road to take on number 9 USC. Hi, everybody. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Caleb Burton is with us as well. There is buzz back around this USC program. There is. Why is that? Well, I think it's mostly because of their offense and mostly because of one guy. USC has not trailed this year. Highest scoring offense in the country, and I don't think there's much debate right now. Caleb Williams, USC's quarterback, Brock, he is the best player in college football.
He's certainly the best quarterback in college football. There's no debate when it comes to that, and for great reasons. Winning the Heisman last year, and he's putting together another campaign this season saying that he should certainly be back in New York, and he has a tremendous chance of bringing home his second Heisman Trophy. Why? Well, let us show you two plays. Last season against UCLA, Caleb displays his accuracy and timing. Look when he releases this football. The receiver is even with the DB, throws a perfect strike point accurate throw. The timing is just exceptional. Then he comes back in the Pac-12 title game against Utah, displays that not only can I beat you with my arm, I am strong, I am powerful, I have great contact balance, I will make 5 defenders miss with my legs. I can beat you multiple ways, and Caleb displays that week in and week out. And we talked about, you're talking about the Heisman Trophy winner from last year. What's he doing this year? He improved his completion percentage, yards, touchdowns. But I think the most impressive thing about Caleb is he protects the football. He only has 1 turnover on the season.
All the spectacular stuff, those explosive plays without the mistakes. I mean, that's a heck of a combination. And for a guy with huge expectations and burden of pressure in this market, he's handled it beautifully. So Caleb Williams trying to build off another huge game last week against Colorado. The challenge, Brock, for Arizona, and look, it's an improving Arizona Wildcats team. This team pushed Washington last week. You can't beat USC scoring a couple touchdowns. You know you got to put some points on the board. The burden at quarterback falls to a young guy, Noah Fafita, making just his second career start.
You're exactly right. Starting quarterback Jaden DeLora went down 2 weeks ago on the road at Stanford. But I'll give it to the redshirt freshman Noah Fafita. He stepped in last week against a great Washington football team, making his first career start, and he played great football. He made quick decisions from the pocket. He protected the ball. He completed nearly 70% of his passes, threw 3 touchdowns, and ultimately put his football team in a position to knock off a top 10 opponent.
One of many Southern California kids coming back here to LA to play against the Trojans. Can Arizona push USC? Maybe pull off an upset? We'll see. The lights are on at the Coliseum. Feels like a big-time atmosphere brewing, and we've got kickoff for you coming up next. You're watching the Pac-12 on ESPN from the LA Coliseum, USC and Arizona. We have a couple minutes before kickoff time, so why not get to our game plan as the Trojans have gone through all the pregame festivities. Our game plan brought to you by Bear Paint. Brock?
For Arizona offensively, start fast. You cannot afford a slow start on the road against this high-powered SC offense. Bend but don't break on defense. Listen, SC's going to get theirs, but if you can hold them to field goals in the red area, that is huge. SC offensively, you need to have patience. If Arizona's going to play a dollar package with 7 DBs, take the underneath throws and run them out of it, defensively, you must tackle the skill of the Arizona Wildcats in space. They're going to get the ball out to the perimeter. You need to shore up the tackling if you're going to have a dominant night here in the Coliseum.
All right, some things to watch, especially early before kick. Let's go down on the field and welcome in Caleb Burton.
Dave, we talk about Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams, who's warming up right here behind me, and all the accolades that he has received. Heisman Trophy winner, he has all these NIL deals. He is a celebrity here on and off campus. But I'm told by his teammates that he doesn't carry himself too highly. In fact, he does the opposite. He makes sure that he brings his guys alongside with him. He made sure when he went to the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York, all 8 offensive linemen were there representing the entire team. In the summer, when he was throwing the first pitch out for the Dodgers, he had his O-line come out on the mound with him as well. And head coach Lincoln Riley tells me That's the type of player you want to set the example. A type of guy like him can either make or break this team. Clearly, he is setting the tone here early for USC.
All right, thank you, Kayla. And while you were talking, we saw some shots of the head coach at USC, Lincoln Riley, going through a few last-minute notes with his star quarterback. I don't think it's a stretch to say there have been lots of big stars in the history of college football. So many have worn that USC uniform. But considering the rules, the atmosphere, the culture of college football, I don't know that there's ever been a player who's had as much going on and off the field in the history of this sport as Caleb Williams. Arizona won the toss. They defer, so Caleb and the USC offense will take the field for the first time tonight. They've scored a touchdown on all their initial drives in their first 5 games. Caleb first burst upon the scene playing for Lincoln Riley in Norman, Oklahoma. Remember that game? He came off the bench, helped the Sooners beat Texas. Good memory from today with the Red River rivalry game. Won the Heisman Trophy, 7th USC player to win the Heisman in their illustrious history. And he's having an even better year now through 5 games than he had last year. He has been spectacular. And the Trojans offense on the field to start the game. Marshawn Lloyd, the tailback, alongside Caleb Williams. We are underway at the Coliseum. And the first play is going to be a pass play for Caleb. And he throws it into some traffic. It's knocked down, incomplete, trying to hit the Arizona transfer. Dorian Singer, who's turned into a star on the outside for USC.
Great play there by defensive back Tacario Davis coming up, getting a hand in there for the pass breakup early for the Wildcats.
I mean, these days, Caleb Williams and USC's offense at times has felt so unstoppable. Even one play like that feels like a win for the defense. The handoff, left side run, and that one was pretty well defended because Marshawn Lloyd has had a lot of success early in this season.
You're exactly right. It definitely does feel like a win, forcing a 3rd and long on this first series. But that's the thing about this SC offense. You might bog them down for a little bit, but they can explode and score touchdowns on 5, 6, 7 straight possessions.
Well, they like to go fast. It's 3rd and 8. The shotgun snap for Williams, who's going to be pressured. He's so good at backpedaling, maneuvering. Now he's going to try to run, but he's got nowhere to go. And it's going to be 4th down. This will be the first time all season that USC doesn't take the ball and go right down the field and score.
What a great start for the Wildcats, and defense coordinator Johnny Nansen really just nowhere to go with the football there. The Wildcats secondary and backers doing a tremendous job finding their guys in the zone and matching up, making it almost like a man-to-man situation while playing a zone defense. Tremendous job by the Wildcats.
Eddie Chaplitsky is the punter, and now a penalty flag thrown, and I think USC.
False start. Offense number 13. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
They did. A special teams penalty moves the Trojans back. One thing to watch as this game goes on also. That USC offensive line, supposed to be one of the best units in the country, lately haven't quite been playing as well. Caleb Williams been running more frequently. That one off the side of the foot, and it takes a very favorable USC bounce. That could have worked out a lot worse for the Trojans. Now what? Now the ball gets kicked by USC as the punt returner Jacob Cowing was tackled without the ball.
That's a first. I don't know if I've ever seen a punt unit try to throw the receiver into the football.
I think that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it cost them field position. They kicked the ball backwards, and it gave Arizona like an extra 10 yards.
They were more concerned with trying to throw the returner into the ball than just downing it and getting the field position.
I mean, literally, I think it cost them 10 yards of field position. So, the Arizona offense, we talked as we open the broadcast about the young redshirt freshman Noah Fafita from Huntington Beach, south of Los Angeles by maybe 45 minutes, went to Servite. He's going to throw on 1st down, and Fafita's got a man wide open down the field, and then a missed tackle. That's Teteroa McMillan, big play target. Those two were high school teammates. They've got a great connection already in Arizona, and a big play on the first play from scrimmage.
They have a tremendous connection going. Great recognition by the young quarterback, throwing a whole shot into cover 2. You got a cornerback low, safety trying to play over the top. McMillan did a tremendous job of throttling down in the hole. Fafita throwing a perfect pass.
Both of the biggest problems for the Trojans defense on display there. Now a first down run for Jonah Coleman. I don't think we're going to see Michael Wiley tonight, the starting running back for Arizona. So Coleman's going to get a lot of carries. There's Noah Fafita, the 10th quarterback to make his first 2 career starts against top 10 teams in the AP poll. They just took him and threw him into the deep end of the pool and said, figure it out, kid. And he played pretty well against Washington last week, and now he's got Arizona on the move on the Wildcats' first drive tonight.
Noah played a great game last week at home against the Washington Huskies, threw for 3 touchdowns, nearly completed 70% of his passes. At one point in the football game last week, he had 9 straight completions against a great defense.
By the way, just a little confusion here. They gave the runner a first down. The stadium announcer said third down. There was confusion, but I think he definitely got the first down. And now they've moved the chains accordingly. Under center, he's going to pitch it out right side. DJ Williams, who's got a block ahead, and Williams gets through the initial tackler and then is hit out of bounds. Maybe a late hit. I think he got first down yardage, and we could be adding on some penalty yards.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense number 14. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Jacoby Covington committed that penalty. I mean, you just can't do that.
No, that's clearly late. Anytime the ball carrier has his foot on the white, you just have to pull up. I get it. It's early in the football game. Emotions are running high, but you have to be smart.
Already some unusual stuff. USC has not trailed this year. Arizona's been a horrible first quarter team. USC had not had an initial drive in a game that hadn't ended up in the end zone until tonight. Handoff on first down, and not much room there for Coleman. It's going to be second and goal from around the 8.
Well, and that was one of my keys to the game for Arizona offensively. Start fast. You mentioned it. They've only scored 1 touchdown in the first quarter this entire season. So for them to take this opening drive after USC punts them the football after a 3 and out, march down the field, this is very impressive by the Wildcats.
Now you have McMillan down here in the red zone. Teteroa McMillan, who's 6'5", 210. I would think, you're a former quarterback, that's a pretty good red zone target.
He's certainly on my radar.
Fafita throws, and he got hit as he threw to the tight end Tanner McLaughlin. He caught the ball, but well short. It'll be third and goal from about the 6.
This is going to be a critical down for the young signal caller. I would expect USC here to bring pressure, bring the blitz, and try to force Fafita into making a quick decision.
Coleman in the backfield alongside Fafita. SC shows some pressure, brings a little pressure, but it's picked up toward the corner of the end zone, incomplete. So the SC defense, they were trying to hit McMillan, and that pass really wasn't very catchable. It'll be fourth down. The field goal team's coming out.
Credit the SC defense. They're holding up in the red zone, right? Bend but don't break. Able to force the field goal. Nowhere to go with the football there for Noah. Playing a matched man-to-man situation. Trojans doing a great job just blanketing the coverage.
So Fafita and the Wildcats move down the field 60 yards, 7 plays, but now a short field goal try for Tyler Loop. Snap and hold, and that kick is up and good. So Arizona came up with a stop and then went down the field and scored, and now officially USC is trailing in a game for the first time all season. It's only 3. We got a long way to go, but the Wildcats up 3-0 here in the first quarter.
Matt Barry in our college football studios with our AT&T 5G studio update. Miami getting all they can from Georgia Tech. Here, Henry Parrish Jr. punches it in. They missed the extra point, down 17-16. That one's getting late in South Beach.
No kidding. Thank you, Matt, for that update. That would be a huge shocker. Arizona obviously would be the shock of the day if the Wildcats could somehow pull off an upset here in the Coliseum. We have a long way to go. But so far so good for Arizona. They came up with a stop. They got 3 points on their first drive. So now Caleb Williams in USC gets the ball for the second time.
You can't ask for a better start if you're a Wildcat fan. Force a 3 and out. Do a great job on the scramble drill on third down when SC had the ball last, covering up all of Caleb Williams' targets. Grabbing the football with your young quarterback, marching down the field and finding points. Great start.
Punch it in for a touchdown. You could ask for that little bit more.
No question. Touchdowns are always better than field goals.
Against this USC team, you can't settle for 3 too many times, you figure, over the course of a game. Marshawn Lloyd again in the backfield. He will get the fake and then the throw incomplete, but 2 penalty flags thrown. There was early contact. Brendan Rice, who's having a great year so far at wide receiver, was the intended target.
Brendan Rice in a man-to-man situation with cornerback Prysock. Prysock just getting a little too aggressive, driving on that ball a little too soon. It's going to be pass interference every time.
Automatic first down.
Referee Jeff Dale. Prysock, who's one of the U of A kids who has so many friends and family members here at the Coliseum.
It's going to be a really fun matchup today to watch Rice go against Prysock. Rice listed at 6'3", Prysock listed at 6'4", excuse me. Some big guys on the outside.
So first down, Trojans. Austin Jones now the tailback. Play fake to him. Williams rolling right, and he throws over his intended target, Taj Washington. That's a rare misfire.
Tight window to throw into. Caleb Williams showing a little bit that he's human. Credit the Arizona defense, though, for forcing the quick pass, bringing pressure with linebacker Manu. Forcing Williams into a quick pass there. Not able to find the completion. That's a tough window to throw into. When you're trying to get that football up and over a defender and back down in front and do a tight window like that, that's a very, very difficult throw.
May not be anybody who's better at that kind of throw at this level than Caleb Williams, but he's not perfect. 2nd and 10, USC. Slings that one out quickly to the right side and then bouncing it outside. I don't know. Mario Williams had a chance to just go straight up field. Might have cost himself a few yards.
Arizona really playing aggressive early in this first quarter, coming out multiple plays in man-to-man defense. They're showing that they're coming into the Coliseum to compete, play, and try to get a win.
Quick snap. Williams on third down, going deep and incomplete. Trying to hit Rice. No penalty flags. It was 3rd and 7 or 8. And USC went downfield. It's 4th down.
And there's the matchup I was just talking about. Brendan Rice lined up with Prysock on the outside. 2 big-time players, very athletic guys for their size. Prysock winning that battle. Great coverage.
Just a little contact, hand fighting.
Looks like he got away with a little hands to the face there, but officials can't see everything.
Caleb Williams 1 for 4 on 2 possessions, 2 punts for USC, and another low, awkward punt touched by a USC special teams player. So Arizona will have good field position for the 2nd straight time with their offense coming back on the field. Huge game in the Pac-12 next weekend. Michael Penix Jr., number 7 Washington, hosting Bo Nix and number 8 Oregon. It's a great rivalry no matter how good the teams are. What a game. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ABC.
I can't wait to tune in. You got a purple out happening in Husky Stadium. College game day going up to Seattle. Going to be fantastic.
We have the right list here. Heisman candidates to this point. You think those are the 5?
I do. I agree with this image, but I would say this. I think it's Caleb Williams in a class of his own, and then the rest. I think 3-4 weeks from now you can talk about true contenders, but right now, in my eyes, it's a one-man's race.
A trick play for Arizona on the first play of this drive. They threw back to Fafita backwards, so he still had the forward pass available. Tried to hit Jacob Cowing and couldn't do it. All that for nothing.
Arizona trying to build on their momentum in the first quarter, coming out with the trick play, trying to create a spark for their offense. But the thing with that, you just can't get behind the 6. So here now on 2nd and long, you got to find positive yards, get your team back into 3rd and manageable.
I think the record is deceiving. 9-20. Jed Fish has this thing headed in the right direction. Arizona's getting better. Now Cowing gets the catch right side, hit hard and tackled well short. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 coming up. Jacob, by the way, that catch means 50 straight games with a reception for him. He's one of the better wide receivers in the country, tied for the longest active streak in college football.
Super impressive wide receiver, led the Pac-12 in receptions a season ago. He's somebody to keep your eye on. You will watch him play on Sundays. He's a tremendous talent.
3rd and 8 for the Wildcats. Fafita throws middle. It's caught. And then the spin move, fighting through 3-4 USC defenders. McMillan, it's going to be real close, but I think he got the first down.
I do too. Where the line judge is standing, that's a clear-cut first down. He's waving the sticks. Give him a fresh set. Credit McMillan there with the second effort. He was stopped short, kept his legs driving on the inside slant after contact. Found a way to get a first down for his team.
I mean, a kid who was recruited by USC, recruited by everybody, played his high school football at Servite along with his college teammate Noah Fafita. Handoff right side, that's Jonah Coleman, who's really playing well for the Wildcats, and that's a nice gain across midfield, 5 yards.
Well, this Arizona offense really feels in sync right now. They have a great rhythm. They've been mixing up their tempo in this game. They've huddled at times, and they've also ran to the line of scrimmage to try to put some pressure on USC's defense to make calls and get lined up. Great mix of tempo early in this football game.
And I think you don't mind if your offense is bleeding the clock a little bit against this USC team. Not a great throw. Cowing had to leap up to try to catch it. It's incomplete.
That's a great point about time of possession and how you want to pace this game out. You don't want to give Caleb Williams any extra offensive possession. So if you can have success methodically moving the football down the field as Arizona's offense, you're going to continue to do that throughout the night to limit Caleb's possessions.
And part of that might be just complete those simple pass plays like that last one. Maybe it only gets 2 or 3 yards, but instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 2. From just across midfield, second possession of the night for Arizona. Fafita, plenty of time, and that one perfectly delivered to Cowing, who turned it upfield and got the Arizona first down, I think. It's, again, very close, but, well, they're saying 4th down. I mean, if he's short, he's not short by much.
Great job by Cowan using the outside receiver McMillan to create a natural rub there. Great throw by Fafita, strike point accuracy, giving his receiver a chance to turn up.
Now, that was really close. I don't think he got the most generous spot of all times, but you see, have to get about a half yard for a first down. Coleman, the tailback. They'll give it to Coleman, left side, and he just gets enough.
I love the aggressive play call by Jedfish. When you have a running back in the backfield like Jonah Coleman at 225 pounds and your football team needs a yard, give it to him, let him run downhill. You can see what he can do after contact. Great pickup by the Wildcats.
They dropped the MJD comparison on Jonah Coleman this week. I mean, he does have the physical resemblance. They used to describe Maurice Jones-Drew, sort of bowling ball, body type. That's a pretty high bar, though. Handoff, and this is DJ Williams, who's even bigger, and he just laid a hit on the USC defensive player there and got 5 yards.
Well, you see the power that DJ Williams, you see the punch that he packs when he gets the football in his hands. Just dropping the hammer on the true freshman, Tackett Curtis. What a downhill run.
I mean, Tackett Curtis is a big-time talent. But yeah, in his football life, he hadn't been hit by like that very often, I don't think. True freshman linebacker. Handoff again. This is Williams again. He got to the corner, gets a first down and more. Down to the 25. Max Williams, the SC safety, got him to the ground, but that's a gain of 15 yards.
Credit the right side of the offensive line and tight end Tanner McLaughlin right there for sealing off the right side. You see big number 72 Wendell Moe pulling around. Just a tremendous job of sealing off that edge, getting the puller out in front in space. This offense was really rolling right now.
They have a good offensive line, Arizona does. Pass play on first down. Fafita, end zone, caught, touchdown! Jacob Cowing got wide open, and Arizona is an extra point away from a 10-point first quarter lead. And you can sense the Coliseum is shocked right now.
Great read by the redshirt freshman Noah Fafita. Gets one of his go-to targets, Jacob Cowing, running scot-free down the middle of the football field. No one on SC's defense carries Cowing vertically. In the zone defense, Cowing wide open for the touchdown.
Give a little credit, too, to Jonah Coleman, the running back, picking up that blitz pass rusher. Gave Fafita time, extra point. Up and good. Wow. What a first quarter for the Wildcats, huh? Redshirt freshman coming back home. The pressure of playing at the Coliseum against the team he grew up watching as a kid. So far, so good for Noah Fafita and the Wildcats.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. It's easy to Geico. And in part by Target. Target Circle Week is here now through October 7th.
NASCAR Super Bowl Monaco Grand Prix. First pitches at big league baseball games at a Dodgers Stadium bobblehead was the Falconer at a LAFC match. There's a lot going on in Caleb Williams' life. And of course, right now, all that is on the back burner because he and the USC offense have punted twice and they've watched Arizona score twice. Trojans had not trailed in their first 5 games, not for 1 second. And they're down 10-0 here tonight. And their defense, Brock, is having some of the same problems that we've seen here this year and last.
They certainly are. Let's go back to that last touchdown pass from Fafita to Jacob Cowing. You're going to see the weak side zone pressure by the weak side linebacker. Middle linebacker Mason Cobb needs to carry number 3 vertically in this 3-by-1 set, which is Jacob Cowing. He lets him go in the zone pressure, which is why Jacob Cowing is wide open for the touchdown. SC needs to clean up their communication moving forward.
I give Fafita and Arizona credit for taking advantage of it. 10-0 Wildcats with still just under 5 minutes to go. Caleb Williams, first play of the drive, trying to get an extra signal from the sideline. Play fake, pressured, and he took a big hit. The ball's loose. It's an incomplete pass, though. And Caleb Williams might be a little slow getting up. The USC offensive line right now, whatever is going on with that line, it's not the way it's supposed to look.
Well, that play is not on the offensive line there. They're trying to set up a halfback screen off to the right. This is one where Caleb just needs to continue to drift to the right, get to his running back. Marshawn Lloyd needs to get his head around and be available to Caleb Williams on the screen pass.
Good point. Martell Irby, the guy who got the pressure in. Handoff on second down and straight ahead Lloyd for a gain of maybe 3. So another third down. It seems crazy to say as explosive as USC's offense typically is, but it feels like a big play early in this game.
Well, it does. But remember what I said about this SC offense and why they're so special. You might be able to bog them down for a series or 2, but eventually they're going to catch rhythm. They're going to get hot. They're going to find their points and yards, and they can score a lot of points in a hurry.
Arizona, I think, smartly taking advantage. If SC substitutes, they're going to substitute themselves, kind of slow it down a little bit. So 3rd and 6, maybe a short 7. Williams in the pocket with time, throws, and that pass is incomplete. Off the hands of Washington. And USC has had the ball 3 times in the first quarter, and they're going to punt the ball for a 3rd time. Amazing.
Credit the coverage there by the Arizona Wildcats. Playing man-to-man, trading Stukes in the slot, playing nickelback. A former cornerback doing a tremendous job in coverage on Taj Washington, one of Williams' go-to targets. Tell you what, this secondary for the Wildcats is playing great early in the ball game.
Better punt here. Chaplitsky sends Cowing back inside the 20, but now Cowing's got the corner. Here comes a penalty flag, though, so I think much of this return is going to come backwards. A good return as it stands, but I think that's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats. Jacob Cowing shaking his head.
Return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 13. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout on the field.
So Wildcats will have it when we come back to LA. The USC offense sluggish start. Now they need the defense to help out Caleb Williams and the offense. Trojans are down by 10.
Matt Berry back in our college football studio with our Capital One rewarding performance, and that goes to none other than Drake May, who accounted for close to 500 yards total offense, 4 touchdown passes, and maybe a spot on Brock and Flem's Heisman list. Just maybe.
Yes, apologies to Drake May. All right, we need to expand that graphic. Sorry, Drake.
I could not agree more. Drake absolutely needs to be on the Heisman graphic.
DJ Williams goes down in the backfield. And USC's defense, a big series for the Trojans on D because Arizona's had the ball twice and scored twice.
Great play by Jalen Smith, creating the TFL there on 1st and 10, coming up from the nickel position. Great tackle in the open field.
The punt, by the way, plus a penalty, the field position changed by almost 65 yards. Fafita's had a nice start to his night. The freshman playing on the road in the Coliseum across the middle, and he hits his tight end. Gives Arizona a little breathing room. Tanner McLaughlin's turned into a good player for the Wildcats.
A fantastic player coming over from southern Utah, originally from Canada at 6'5", 245 pounds. He's really been a security blanket for this young quarterback now going into his 2nd week starting. Tremendous tight end for the Wildcats.
A high school wide receiver from Canada who walked on and now is playing really well at tight end.
He's 4th all time in receptions for tight ends at U of A. Very impressive.
Third and 6. Fafita in the pocket, plenty of time, throws middle, and it's caught with a big hit, but Cowing hangs on to the ball, and that's a Wildcats first down, gain of 8.
Great job by Fafita. That's a play where safety Bryson Shaw needs to understand where the first down marker is. Once Cowing's there, you need to drive on that football. There's no sense in playing soft anymore, but credit Cowing and Fafita for picking up the first down.
And I will say this too, the one thing SC's defense has really done well has been pressure the quarterback. So far, Fafita's had all kinds of time to throw on these passing downs for Arizona. That's a nice gain on the ground with Jonah Coleman. Let's go down to Kayla.
Jed Fish tells me Noah Fafita's strengths are his habits, how he consistently prepares, whether it's in practice, meetings, watching film, and also his confidence. He says this guy is a gamer. He lacks 0 bit of confidence. Even if he makes a mistake, you can expect him to bounce back and make a play.
Thank you, Kayla. I mean, they love this kid. You know, physically, it's interesting. You look at him, they list him at 5'11". I'm not sure he's even that tall, but a decorated high school player. And he looks like a confident young man. This is an environment that can intimidate a young player, especially when you grow up here. And he just looks as comfortable as could be.
You're exactly right. There's no early game nerves with this redshirt freshman making his 2nd career start. But I'm not surprised about it. If you go back and you watch the game tape for how he performed last week against a top 10 Washington Huskies team, this is by no surprise that he's playing so well early in this football game.
And we saw a shot there of Jade Delora, the starter, multi-year starter in the Pac-12, who's out again tonight with an ankle injury he suffered a couple weeks ago. It's 3rd and 2. Coleman in the backfield. He'll get the ball, and Coleman bursts forward to get 2 plus a couple extra. That's tough to stop.
That's an impressive run. I tell you what, Jonah Coleman was not going to be denied that first down. When he took that football from Fafita, he hit an extra gear, got his pad level low, and was sure to pick up that first down. Very impressive run by the sophomore running back.
From Stockton, Lincoln High, great football tradition there. Jonah Coleman doing a heck of a job. What a first quarter for the Wildcats. They are more than content to let the final few seconds of quarter number 1 tick off. They'll go down to the other side of the field and try to keep it going. Man, would this be a big upset or what?
Be one of the biggest, no question. I tell you what, one of the best cathedrals of college football right now is completely silent and shocked, but credit Noah Fafita, the young signal caller, making his 2nd career start.
Coach, not a bad start. 10-0 against USC, completely disrupting what they want to do offensively. What's working for you guys on the defensive side?
Yeah, our defense came out to play today. They had 3 3-and-outs, playing really physical, really aggressive, how we want it.
Thank you.
You got it. Thanks.
All right, thanks to Coach Jed Fish, his Arizona Wildcats totally dominating the first quarter, and a quick hitter first play of the second quarter on first down to Jacob Cowing. Another catch for him. Short gain of just a couple. I think you noticed the physicality, Brock. That's part of what has stood out to you. Cowing, by the way, came up a little gimpy. He's trying to limp his way off the field. That would not be good for Arizona.
No, you hate to see this. That would be a tremendous blow. He is a huge piece. This Wildcat offense brings so much. You saw his punt return. Obviously, it was called back. What he can do offensively. Hopefully, he's okay.
Kind of got twisted around. He did put a little weight on it as he attempted to get off the field. And just a little awkward turn of that ankle, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully that's something he can get to the sideline, walk around a bit, keep it loose. Maybe throw a little extra tape on it and get back in the ball game.
They have other playmakers, but he's one of the better receivers, not just in the Pac-12, in the country. A really good player. Second down for the Wildcats. Early second quarter, leading 10-0. Fafita across the middle, and just a perfect delivery to McMillan. Teteroa McMillan, second time in this game, he's gotten right exactly where he needs to get for the first down.
Great job by Fafita coming off the play action, reading the play perfectly, going to his go-to target at 6'5", 210 pounds. You can see how McMillan is able to shield off the quarterback there with Roland Wallace. Great route, great throw, perfect execution.
Christian Roland Wallace, the Arizona transfer, had the coverage for USC. He was draped all over him, and I think you're right. That's just how big and strong Teteroa McMillan is. Now Arizona is going to use a timeout. Leading 10-0, first minute plus of the second quarter. And we will step aside here from the Coliseum. The Wildcats are on the move again. Everything going right for Arizona. Back to the Coliseum right after this.
You know, Coach Grinch, he's doing a great job. I mean, we're letting them down. That's point blank period. We're letting them down. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. As players, we're letting them down. I mean, he's putting us in the right spot. We're not making plays. We're missing tackles. We're not doing our job. I'm not doing my job. We're letting them down. We're letting them down.
Last week after Colorado, Bryson Shaw spirited defense of his defensive coordinator Alex Grinch. A little flea flicker for Arizona, and the throw downfield into coverage, and it's caught. What a catch! McMillan just beat the defense with a huge play in the pass game. The athleticism and size of Teteroa McMillan. Wow.
I tell you what, Noah Fafita and McMillan are just becoming automatic. You throw that football up to your 6'5" target, the connection goes all the way back to high school at Servite here in Southern California. That's just Noah having so much faith in his receiver. He says, I don't care if he's double covered, I'm going to throw it up, he's going to make a play.
Throws it in that direction again, back shoulder, this time knocked down, incomplete. That's a lot of trust, quarterback, that your receiver is going to make a play for you.
I love the aggressive nature by the Wildcats right now, and the only time you throw those footballs as a quarterback is when you have the utmost confidence that your guy is going to bring the football down, and right now that is exactly what Fafita and McMillan have going.
And McMillan is a big-time talent. He can play on the outside. 2nd and 10, Arizona inside the 20 after the big play. DJ Williams in the backfield. They fake it to him. The throw, and it's caught. Touchdown! McLaughlin, the tight end. It's 16-0. Fafita throws another touchdown, this time 18 yards.
What a throw by the redshirt freshman Noah Fafita to one of his go-to targets, Tanner McLaughlin on the outside. Beautiful play action pass, great patience and timing from the pocket. McLaughlin just getting to the second level. Noah getting the football over the zone defender Muhammad. Perfect strike point accuracy and read by the quarterback.
92-yard drive for Arizona, ends up in the end zone. Remember, after the penalty on the special teams play, Wildcats were pinned deep. And USC fans cannot believe what is happening. 17-0.
I mean, that is a big league throw by Noah Fifita. Getting that ball off the play action, snapping your head around, locating the defender, getting the ball up and down. Perfect throw. And you know what? I'd be having fun if I was slinging the football like that too. You see the smile, you see the energy. That is going to be infectious for the rest of his football team to feed off of.
And on the other side, look, you got to celebrate what Arizona's doing. The other side, we showed you that soundbite. There's just so much pressure right now on the USC defense, and it's not just the way they played this year. It's going back to last year. 3 of the last 4 games last year, SC gave up 45+ points to finish the year. The 2 matchups against Utah, the bowl game against Tulane. Amazing quarterback comparison. Caleb Williams has been shut down, and Noah Fifita in his 2nd career start is playing like the Heisman Trophy winner.
He's in complete and total command right now, playing with great composure. Super impressive start on the road in the Coliseum.
Kickoff for a touchback. So Caleb Williams and the USC offense, they got to get it going now.
They do, but if you look at the demeanor of Caleb Williams right now, he's all business. He's not flinching. He's been here before. It's like I said earlier in the broadcast. You might pin him down for a little bit, but Caleb's eventually going to get it going.
Only 1 USC first down so far, and that was on a penalty. Austin Jones in the backfield with Williams. SC starts at the 25. Their offense has hardly been on the field in this first half. Williams in the pocket, and he's pressured. He's going down. A sack for Arizona that he had nowhere to throw.
What an effort play by weak side linebacker Jacob Manu. Coming with the pressure, beats the offensive guard, won't give up, continues to bull rush, bringing down Caleb Williams. What a huge sack and start to the drive for the Arizona Wildcats.
Yeah, he shoved his way in the backfield and got help from Russell Davis. 10-yard loss on the sack, and now Arizona's going to call a timeout.
Arizona, their 2nd of the half.
Wildcats didn't want a penalty. They used their 2nd first half timeout just because everything's going so well. They don't want to lose yardage with a penalty. A timeout here at the Coliseum. I can't believe what we're seeing so far. 2nd and 20 when we come back. SC's down 17.
ESPN College Football, presented by Geico, is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
USC has an amazing football history. I hope Charles White's place in that history never gets forgotten. One of the true all-time greats died too young this January at age 64. His family was here on the field before the game. The 1979 Heisman Trophy winner, ran for over 2,000 yards and 19 touchdowns that year. Number 12, number retired here in Los Angeles. Charles White, one of the true greats. Trojans, they need another one of their true greats, Caleb Williams, to start playing, because they are down 17-0. They have 1 first down. They just took a sack on the first play of this drive. It's 2nd and 20. Williams in the pocket, throwing deep middle. He's got a man, and it's caught. Brendan Rice, the first big gain of the game for USC inside the 35.
Well, there's the spark the Trojans needed. Brendan Rice running right by Prysock at cornerback and Dalton Johnson at the safety position, beating the double coverage.
Now quick tempo, and the ball comes out. That could be a fumble. Williams started to throw, but he got hit. The ball popped loose. Arizona has it, and the officials say it is a turnover.
I agree. From our vantage point at first glance, that sure looks like a fumble in Wildcats football.
He started to cock his arm to get ready to throw, but I think the hit came in and jarred the ball loose.
I agree. Williams running outside the pocket, trying to make a play, finally getting some momentum. Well, I think that's a fumble.
They may well want to take a look, but I think that the call on the field was the correct one. Isaiah Ward got the hit and forced the fumble, and then Martell Irby, who's made some nice plays in the first half, the guy who recovered it.
Well, it looks like the officials agree with us because we're playing ball and it's Arizona offense.
Now what?
Illegal substitution, offense, 12 players breaking the huddle. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The Wildcats commit a penalty after getting the turnover. Illegal substitution will be 1st and 15. One thing the officials this year are putting an emphasis on is if there's a turnover and there's enough time, you don't have to stop the game. You can look at it up in the replay booth and decide, okay, we got the call right. No need to stop play. Let's just move on. It could be that that's exactly what happened. Incredible. Coleman gets the handoff on first down and goes backwards. Lost a couple of yards. So for the Wildcats, a penalty and now a loss of 2, maybe 3. SC has had the ball first tonight, so they've had it 4 times. 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays including 1 big play, fumble.
3 punts and a turnover. That's not why they're the #1 scoring offense in the nation, but credit Arizona's defense. They came in, they're playing a lot of man-to-man tonight. They're putting pressure on the SC offense, and they're playing with their hair on fire.
2nd down and long. Fafita throws, intercepted. Intercepted and brought back inside the 20. Jacoby Covington. And the first real mistake for the kid quarterback. SC's defense. Covington takes advantage. Trojans needed that bad.
Great play by cornerback Jacoby Covington. Reading the out pattern by the Arizona Wildcats. Noah Fafita with his first mistake tonight. Really had played a clean ball game. Leads the out route to McMillan, his go-to target inside. If you're going to miss on an outside throw, you have to miss wide. You cannot leave that football inside, especially against good teams. Jacoby Covington making the young quarterback pay.
Well, that changes the feel of things. And how can USC take advantage? Inside the 15 after the turnover. Lloyd, the tailback. Williams will hand it off to Lloyd, and Lloyd is going backwards now. Penalty flag, and I think Arizona might have committed a face mask.
Yeah, that's going to be face mask there on Isaiah Ward. Did a great job creating penetration. Just got to be disciplined and keep your hands low.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
I mean, that's a huge call because that was going to set up a tough spot for USC. Clear penalty, though.
Just can't get caught with your hands high when you're playing defense. You need to be low, drop the pad level, keep your hands around their waist or lower. Poor technique.
Would have been 2nd and 15 from about the 17-yard line. Instead, it's 1st and goal from around the 6. Williams, handoff. Lloyd stopped inside the 5. Marshawn Lloyd, the South Carolina transfer, was he averaging 8 yards a carry in his USC career early this season?
Lloyd's having a tremendous season, like you just mentioned, coming over from South Carolina, averaging over 8 yards a carry. Talking with one NFL scout this week, they described him as lightning in a bottle. He said that he can do anything. He's a great player. He's explosive. He can catch the football out of the backfield. He can make you miss. He can run between the tackles. Definitely somebody you'll see play at the next level.
He's off the field for this 2nd and goal play from inside the 5. Trojans trying to take advantage of that turnover from their defense. Caleb Williams in the pocket. Williams surveying. Williams is going to keep scrambling. Now try to run for it, and he'll get there. Touchdown. What a patient run from Caleb Williams. How do you stop that?
Well, that is why he is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. You must keep Caleb Williams inside the pocket. Otherwise, he will make you pay. Brendan Rice with a great seal-off block to get his quarterback into the end zone right there at the goal line. Caleb Williams is just so dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. He keeps his eyes down the field. If there's no one to throw to, he tucks the football, and he's extremely dangerous with those legs.
Dennis Lynch for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Now that interception has changed the whole feel of the Coliseum.
And that's what happens with a turnover. You're trying to throw the out pass, you leave it inside, make a great play on the ball, and all of a sudden the momentum shifts back to the USC Trojans.
All season long, student sections across the country competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Students here at the Coliseum tonight were stunned in the first 20 minutes, but now something to cheer about. The interception and then the touchdown, so the Trojans are on the board. Still down 17-7, but a lot more life. Kickoff deep and returnable. No, a fair catch signal, so the Wildcats offense will come back on the field. Let's go down to field level with Kayla.
Guys, wide receiver Jacob Cowing was carted into the locker room. He wasn't able to put pressure on that right foot, took his shoe off again in the locker room.
So thank you. That's an important update. That is not good news for Jed Fish and his team.
No, it's not at all. You're talking about a receiver that led the Pac-12 conference a season ago in receptions. Certainly a leader on this football team, a great weapon on offense. You hate to see it.
Already 5 catches and a touchdown in the game tonight. That was in a quarter of football.
Timeout on the field. Officials timeout.
All right. Now what's going on? Officials timeout. I think we had an issue with the chains.
I'm anxious to see how the young quarterback, Noah Fafita, bounces back. He just threw a critical interception that led to a touchdown for SC. How does the kid making his second career start respond?
Under center for first down. Fafita is going to throw a little screen pass to his running back, and that was well defended initially, but powerful effort from Jacob Coleman. That was going to be a loss of 2, maybe 3. He gained 3 yards.
What an unbelievable effort by the sophomore running back Coleman. Would not be denied. Initially wrapped up by defensive tackle Bear Alexander. You're going to see number 90 there. Came over from Georgia this season in the transfer portal. Coleman is just so tough to bring down.
Missed tackles have been a huge issue for the Trojans this year and last year. Fafita steps up and goes down. He did not get rid of the ball and didn't scramble either. Jamil Muhammad gets him to the ground. It'll be 3rd down.
Credit the SC defense, just nowhere to go with the football, but the young quarterback did the next best thing. He did not put the football in harm's way, tucked it, tried to get some positive yards, and tried to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So now the pressure is starting to shift a little bit to the Arizona offense. Loud at the Coliseum. 3rd and 9. Fafita throws middle. It's caught by Coleman, and now all kinds of room out in front. First down and more to midfield, and he runs out of bounds. Huge play for the Wildcats offense.
What a fantastic play design by Jed Fish for the Arizona Wildcats. It's man-to-man defense, and what Jed does is he sneaks his running back on almost like an angle, a Texas route out of the backfield. There's a lineman there to pick the linebacker that's there in coverage for Jonah Coleman. You'll see Mason Cobb right there getting picked off by the offensive lineman. There's no one else there because it's man-to-man coverage. Tremendous play design.
Good use of the telestrator too. Fafita on first down, and Fafita takes the sack. And that's a big loss. Muhammad gets his 2nd sack of this series. He lost 12 yards on that play.
USC is top 5 in the nation in sacks this season. Jamil Muhammad is a big reason for that. Super active, plays with a high motor. Great play by the Trojan.
You do start to wonder if no Jacob Cowing and there's fewer options for Fafita down the field. Missing maybe his tie. He's got 2 awesome wide receivers, but they're missing one of them right now. 2nd and 22. Back in their own territory. Fafita Flushed out. Fafita.
He's got a guy.
He'll throw, and he missed him. He had McMillan wide open, and he threw it behind McMillan.
That's not the Fafita that we've seen early in this ball game and even a week ago against Washington. That is a routine play the young quarterback needs to make. You just saw McMillan there kind of smiled and patted the young quarterback on the head. They both know that's a play they routinely make and need to make if you're going to come into the Coliseum and knock off the number 9 team in the nation.
Fafita knew it. That was not a good throw. Maybe a little rattled after that interception last time they had the ball. We'll see. 3rd and 22. This could be a handoff. Won't be. Fafita throws. That one is caught, but defense right there. Montana Lamonia's Craig with the catch. Covington, who had the INT, with the tackle in the open field. It's 4th down.
Yeah, great job by Covington. Just a little stick route, a quick out by the Arizona Wildcats. Jedd Fisch not going to put the young quarterback in a situation where he can make a big error. Smart play call. Great job rallying to the tackle by Covington.
Really the big play, well, 2 big plays, the sack for the big loss and then the missed wide open receiver lead to this punt for Kyle Ostendorp. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. And now a quick word from Dr. Pepper.
Students ages 18 to 24, here's an assignment. Apply for the Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway by October 11th. Visit drpeppertuition.com for information on how to enter for a chance to compete to win $100,000 in tuition.
It could not be a more beautiful night in Southern California. Perfect night for football. Coliseum packed. And finally for the Trojans, some good things happening here in the second quarter. SC offense gets the ball back. Caleb Williams with Austin Jones as tailback. Jones is going to get the carry, and Austin Jones, nice gain outside the 15 to the 16.
Great job there. Offensive tackle Michael Tarquin on the pull, leading up for Austin Jones. Great drive starter for the SC Trojans.
Lincoln Riley's offense. Hey, one big play, and basically that's it. They got the touchdown. Their defense set them up deep in Arizona territory for the 7 points the Trojans have. Play fake. Williams is going to be sacked again. Another Arizona sack back at the 10. Russell Davis. And he's made some big plays, a sophomore from Chandler, Arizona.
What a play by Davis there, working on right tackle Michael Tarquin. Someone who's played a lot of football for USC, just beating him on the outside. Getting to Caleb Williams and forcing the 3rd and long. Great effort there by Russell Davis and use of his hands.
That's officially the 3rd sack, although they've had some other disruptive plays. And that makes it 3rd and 11 from just inside the 10. Nobody in the backfield with Williams, who's pressured again. Got away. Now looking middle, still nowhere to go with the ball, and throws it away. Took a hit at the end of the play, too. Man, the coverage from Arizona's defensive backs in this game has been outstanding.
It was perfect, and it was something that they worked on all week in practice. They had an extra period down in Tucson working on the scramble drill for when Caleb Williams got outside the pocket to cover down on all the skill guys. Arizona playing with 7 DBs, their dollar personnel there on that 3rd down, doing a great job creating a blanket coverage.
They use that formation. We don't see that a lot in college football. 7 defensive backs on the field at one time. They used it to great effect against Washington last week in a near upset win. SC's got a punt from the end zone. This one, fair catch signal, even though it looked like it might have been returnable at about the 40-yard line. McMillan secured the possession, and he and the Arizona offense will have the ball when we come back to the Coliseum. Wildcats leading 17-7. All right, it's time for tonight's Now What Moments, brought to you by Prudential. And maybe better said from Caleb Williams' perspective, at least, now what? Because the Arizona defense has been in his face.
Well, listen, the Wildcat defense came to play tonight in the Coliseum. They have been all over Caleb Williams, creating pressure with the front the linebackers, and then the secondary just doing a tremendous job of covering down when Caleb gets outside trying to create the scramble drill.
First down run for DJ Williams. Arizona's offense back on the field, missing one of their top playmakers, and the offense has been slowed down by the SC defense last 2 times the Wildcats have had the ball.
They have SC's defense starting to settle into this football game. You see the tempo Arizona wants to play with on this drive. They're huddling up. They're going to milk some clock. Don't forget, Arizona gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter, so if they can kill some time on this drive, get some points, and then get the ball back to start the 2nd half, that would be huge for Arizona.
I mean, it's amazing how well they've contained this high-flying USC offense. Fafita, play fake, in the pocket, and Fafita goes down again. Just held onto the ball and takes another sack.
Well, just like we're talking about Arizona's defense doing a great job in the secondary, USC comes back there on 2nd down and creates a coverage sack. There's just absolutely nowhere to go with the football down the field for Noah Fafita. Eventually, the pass rush is going to get to the quarterback.
True freshman Braylon Shelby, they think he's got a chance to be a really good pass rusher. Gets the sack for USC, their 3rd sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Alex Grinch's defense starting to come up with some big negative plays. Fafita on the run again, and he'll just go out of bounds. So much for the 4-minute offense. Instead, Arizona's going to have to punt the ball right back. It's a 3 and out.
Yeah, the young quarterback is learning. You cannot take a sack on 2nd down. Listen, you had a good 3-4 seconds in the pocket to make a decision. If there's no throw down the field, you got to throw the football away and save the field position to keep it 3rd and manageable.
That's the first 3 and out officially for Jed Fish's offense. So give USC's defense credit. They've settled into this game. Michael Jackson back to return this punt, and that's almost a shank. Really was. Off the side of the foot for Kyle Ostendorp. That's going to make USC's job a little easier. That punt went nowhere. We'll see where they end up spotting the ball. Tomorrow, Sunday NFL Countdown. Christian McCaffrey, I think he's the MVP of the league so far. He's been inspired by the philosophies of none other than Bruce Lee. They're going to talk about that tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Then Monday Night Football heading to Vegas, where the Raiders host the Packers. 6 Eastern with Monday Night Countdown on ESPN. Lots of great Raiders memories inside this LA Memorial Coliseum. Now making their home in Las Vegas. Caleb, well, it was the punt was not as short as I thought it was. Not a total disaster. Handoff and a nice gain on the ground for Marshawn Lloyd on 1st down. SC's got plenty of time. They got all 3 of their timeouts.
Arizona coming back out on 1st down with their dollar package, meaning 7 defensive backs on the field, only 1 linebacker, 3 defensive linemen. How do you get a defense out of that defense? You run them out of it. Exactly what USC did there. Great play on 1st down.
That was the 2nd longest play from scrimmage for the USC offense in the 1st half, that 9-yard run. Is that amazing or what? Williams hands it off, and that'll be a 1st down and more. Lloyd out into the open. And there you go. They're going to play all those DBs, run the ball, some power football.
That's exactly right. USC is able to get offensive linemen blocking defensive backs. Advantage Trojans. Trap the Arizona Wildcats defense on the field in their dollar package. Keep running the football.
That's exactly what they're doing. This time, though, Lloyd goes backwards. The quick tempo has not worked for USC in this game.
Well, Dalton Johnson certainly was not fooled coming up from his strong safety position, making a play. A guy that led his team in tackles a week ago when they played almost over 50% of the game in the dollar package. Dalton Johnson, someone who's not afraid to stick his nose in there and make a play.
I think that's the 3rd time now that SC's had a reasonably big play, hustled to the line of scrimmage, and they've been the team that's been disorganized.
It seems like the communication is not right for the Trojans when they're playing fast. That's a great point.
Well, the whole point is you're supposed to catch the defense back on their heels. Amazing contrast in numbers of what SC's used to on offense. Williams over the top left side, and what a catch! Brendan Rice came back to get the ball down at the 9. It'll be first and goal, 31 yards.
How about that grab by Brendan Rice? Going up on the 50-50 ball versus cornerback Prysock. This has been a great battle tonight. Brendan Rice with the tremendous catch.
Handoff on first down, and negative play on the ground. Austin Jones lost a couple of yards. Another good play by Russell Davis. He's been everywhere.
I'll tell you what, Brendan Rice at 6'3", 210 pounds, really having a great game tonight on Prysock. It's been a fun battle to watch on the outside. When Caleb Williams has caught the Wildcats in man-to-man, he's given his go-to wide receivers an opportunity to make plays on the outside.
Brendan Rice coming into tonight, already 7 touchdowns this year. Play clock. Plenty of time left on that play clock. Williams keeps the ball, and then he throws back in the end zone, incomplete. There is a penalty flag. Mario Williams looked like he had it and then couldn't secure it.
Holding defense, number 23. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
No, the play was not a touchdown. I mean, what are we talking about?
Not even close.
That's not a touchdown. The ball wasn't caught. You got to pay attention.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go.
Get it right, but still.
I want to credit Caleb Williams. What a throw on the run. You're going to see on the screen, though, where the pass interference happened to Carl Davis being called there. What a great location of the throw by Caleb Williams. When you're throwing to the back of the end zone, it is so important you keep that ball face mask or higher for the receiver. That's a ball Mario Williams needs to bring in.
Timeout USC. One thing about, I like the idea, Brock, that SC, okay, they found their footing a little bit. They made some big plays on offense. They've only left themselves 13 seconds. Now it's first and goal, which is fine. You're inside the 10, but SC took a lot of time there. They don't want Arizona to get the ball back. Now maybe a little pressure to get the ball in the end zone here at the end of the half.
You're exactly right, but the good news for the USC Trojans, they have the reigning Heisman winner playing at quarterback in Caleb Williams. And I would imagine with the timeout being called now, they're going to go to the sidelines. Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, they're going to get their best play dialed up. And I would expect something great from the signal caller.
It was 17-0 Arizona, and that interception really changed the game. As we head towards halftime, if SC can punch it in for a second time, it's going to feel a whole lot different than it did a half hour ago.
It will, and credit USC for hanging in there, right? Things really could not have started any worse for an offense that leads the country in points per game, but they've battled back into this football game.
Caleb Williams is 3 for 9. He has 3 completions. We're almost at halftime. Looking to pass on first and goal. Williams gets away. Caleb Williams across his body and caught. They say touchdown. Kyron Hudson. And another amazing play by the SC quarterback.
And that's what Caleb Williams does. That is exactly why he is the best quarterback in the country, no question. When there is no play to be had, he's able to get outside the pocket and create something. This is something that he does week in and week out, just adding to his highlight reel.
Great effort by Hudson, too. I mean, there was some question whether when he made the catch, was he across the goal line? I think he definitely was. Now, did he actually catch the ball?
Timeout, Arizona.
Hudson needs to have
30 seconds.
He needs to have complete control of the football, and that ball has to be across the white line you see here.
I mean, my question is, did the ground help him complete that catch? I don't know.
Hard to tell from the last view. Now you got to remember, this was originally called a touchdown.
Challenging the ruling on the field of a touchdown.
I don't blame Arizona for challenging that. Because to me, when I first saw it, I thought, okay, the only question is, was it across the goal line or not?
Agreed.
When you watch it there, I think there are 2 questions. Was it across the goal line, and was it actually a completed catch?
I think on the initial contact, the ball was definitely across the line, but I don't think the ball was secured. I think this might be called an incomplete pass. or if not incomplete, if the ground did not help, the ball will be down towards the 1-yard line.
Not an easy call to make. The replay officials are going to take a look at this one. Like right now, did the ball?
Now the question though is there indisputable video evidence? Because the original call was a touchdown. With that angle, I don't know you can say that's indisputable.
Yeah, I don't know either, but if they were to overturn it, that play, it took so long. I mean, and Caleb Williams, just a tremendous play. There's only 2 seconds on the clock. If they say incomplete, then SC will have one more chance to get it in the end zone. But they're hoping they won't have to take that chance. That's a tough one.
The ruling on the field stands. Arizona calls the timeout.
Well, the Arizona coaches are furious. But the ruling on the field stands. They did not think that was a touchdown or a catch at all.
I don't blame them, but ultimately, like I said, there has to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the ruling on the field. There certainly wasn't with the camera angles we have. Ultimately, probably a great call by the officials.
Caleb Williams, 4 for 10. But now a second touchdown for USC. He's run one in himself as well. Extra point coming with 2 seconds on the clock. So the Trojans were on the ropes big time. And we knew there was a lot of football to be played, but they were down 17-0 and nothing was going right. And they have managed to get themselves right back in this game.
It's amazing what a turnover and a little complimentary football can create momentum-wise for your football team. And that's exactly what's happened for the Trojans.
We will have a kickoff with those 2 seconds on the clock. By the way, our college football rankings brought to you by Goodyear. We've already had 2 top 10 teams go down. Number 3, Texas, of course, an amazing Red River rivalry game at the Cotton Bowl. And Notre Dame lost at Louisville. Not a huge shock. Louisville's been playing well, but 33-20. So the Irish, who are going to host USC next weekend in South Bend, they go down for the 2nd straight week. SC trailing at the moment, number 9 ranked team in the country.
You talked about the Red River rivalry today. How about that 2-minute drive by Dillon Gabriel? That's someone, when you start talking about the Heisman conversation, if he continues to play the way he has to this halfway point and Oklahoma continues to win games, he might be in that conversation come December.
Little squib kick. Why would you do that? There's 2 seconds now on the clock and you're close to midfield. You give Arizona actually a chance to maybe even think about heaving one toward the end zone. I just don't understand.
You're exactly right. I would have to assume that was just a missed kick by the kicker. You're trying to squib that football all the way down the field, or at least pin them back to where they're not in a position where they can throw the football to the end zone on a Hail Mary attempt.
I mean, you could pooch one up to the 30 or something like that. The only thing that gives, and Arizona may well take a knee, but that's just a little sloppiness on special teams. SC special teams this year has been much better than last year. I mean, you got the volleyball star McMillan on the outside, so who knows? Maybe Fafita is going to run around and heave one toward the end zone, see what happens. Now USC is going to take a timeout.
Timeout. USC, their second of the half. 30 seconds.
I think Lincoln Riley was thinking, well, they probably still, even with that, are going to just take a knee. And Arizona brought their offense out on the field, and the head coach wanted to make sure they're organized for this.
No, you know, you brought up such a great point. This is such a big miscue by the Trojan special teams. Arizona really has 2 options here. They can try the Hail Mary, try to throw the football all the way down to the end zone, or they can try to hit an in cut, just get any type of completion, get that kind of lateral game going, and try to run the football into the end zone behind almost like a punt return type like play. Couple options for the Wildcats here.
So we'll see. Probably won't cost the Trojans, but total unnecessary stress here at the end of the first half. Well, Fafita is going to take the snap and start to roll out, buy a little time, and throw across the middle to McMillan. who has a nice gain, but he's going to go down inside the 30. So in the end, just a normal completion, and it doesn't cost the Trojans any points. Arizona, the first 20 minutes of this game were perfect for the Wildcats. Now, though, in the locker room, they need to regroup a little bit.
You're right, but don't forget, they are winning this ball game right now. Up 3 on the road when no one in the world thought they had a chance. Arizona put together a good first half.
Halftime report coming up after the break. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico from the Coliseum in LA. We are ready to start the second half. And a shocker for a while, a close game now, 17-14. The Wildcats of Arizona with the lead over USC. Our game track is brought to you by American Express. The stats would lead you to believe the score was even a bigger differential, because in a lot of ways, Arizona really dominated. 256 total yards. The powerful SC offense only 115. 15 Arizona first downs to 5 for the Trojans. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Caleb Burton back with you here from LA. The first 20 minutes of this game, Brock, could not possibly have gone better for Arizona.
No, you're exactly right. They controlled the game from the get-go. They traveled to LA to play the number 9 team in the nation, and they showed up with an attitude. They came out firing on offense. They played great defensively, forcing Caleb Williams to a couple 3-and-outs early. You're going to see Noah Fafita starting off early, hitting Jacob Cowan for the touchdown, coming back, finding his tight end McLaughlin for his second throw of the night for a touchdown. But then Jacoby Covington, defensive back for SC, changes the complete momentum of the game for the USC Trojans. And then the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams, goes to work late there in the second quarter, throwing the strike for a touchdown to Kyron Hudson.
Our player spotlight brought to you by Royal Caribbean. I mean, look, he made a couple spectacular plays, one with his legs, one with his arms. Can you believe in the first half, Caleb Williams, 4 of 10, 92 yards passing? Credit to the Arizona defense.
You're exactly right. It is very tough to believe that you're able to hold Caleb Williams to that, but credit Arizona. They really came in behind Johnny Nansen, the defensive coordinator, with a great defensive plan. They keep mixing in their base defense, nickel defense, and then their dollar package, which is 7 defensive backs on the field, really mixing up the looks for Caleb Williams and also getting after him up front with pressure with that defensive front.
All right, before we start the second half, let's go down on the field to Kayla.
Well, you guys are talking about it right now. I asked USC head coach Lincoln Riley about those first quarter struggles, and he said exactly that. We are seeing so many different defensive coverages, and we just weren't settled in. We have to find our flow. Obviously, they started to do that. You mentioned Arizona defensive coordinator Johnny Nansen. That has been a goal of this defense leading up to this game, is showing those different defensive coverages. Already 3 sacks against Caleb Williams.
Well, USC work to do. The momentum of the game sure feels like it's on their side. We'll see how Arizona responds out of the locker room. They're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. And a kickoff, fair catch, means the Wildcats will start at the 25-yard line. So Noah Fafita and the offense coming back on the field. 15 wins since 1980 for the Wildcats program against AP top 10 teams when unranked, most of any. Now that's going back a long ways, but it's kind of been the specialty of this program over the years. Great news. Now we'll have to watch him closely, because I did not think Jacob Cowan was going to come back in this game. The way he left the field, carted off to the locker room, he's back in the game. He's one of their very best players. I think they missed him when he was out. So he's going to come in motion here on first down. And a handoff, right side running for Jonah Coleman, who, you know, I kind of chuckle when they said Maurice Jones-Drew this week. I thought, maybe that's setting the bar a little too high. I can see why they feel like that's a comparison.
100%. And then when you talk to him this week, he says that he wants to emulate his game after Raiders running back Josh Jacobs. And you can see that comparison as well, because Josh does such a great job with his hands out of the backfield as well as running between the tackles. 2 great comparisons. I'd love to see a heavy dose of Jonah Coleman here in the second half for the Arizona Wildcats.
Second down and 4. And now I think Arizona moved. He has started to make a few mistakes.
Offense number 85, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Taking some sacks, some penalties late in the second quarter. By the way, the Warriors played a preseason game tonight. I thought this was funny. Steve Kerr, let's make this post-game press conference quick. I've got a margarita and Arizona's beating NC at the Coliseum. I prefer to go watch that instead.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it.
We welcome you, Steve. I can't wait to see him next and bring that up. A very proud Wildcat. Fafita in the pocket across the middle, and a perfect strike to McMillan, who spins toward midfield, is tackled short of midfield. But Teteroa McMillan's having a big game. That's another 21 yards.
McMillan's having a huge game, and he's been Fafita's go-to target going all the way back to high school. On the last play, working in man-to-man against Christian Roland Wallace, winning the one-on-one battle on the in-cut.
That was a good delivery from the young freshman quarterback. Remember, this is Fafita's second career start. And Roland Wallace, helmet off, coming off the field, a little shaken up after making the tackle. So near midfield, handoff, Coleman again, and Coleman bursts through. There he goes. Jonah Coleman inside the 30, still trying to get him down, and he won't go down until he's all the way near the 10-yard line. What a run.
Jonah Coleman just putting on a show to start this third quarter. At 5'9", 225 pounds, this man is tough to bring down. He needs Jalen Smith in the hole. That is a play Jalen Smith needs to make for his USC Trojan defense, but those missed tackles continue to plague the Trojans, and Jonah Coleman shows why he's one of the best running backs in the Pac-12.
Even at the end of that play, he got like an extra 8 yards just falling forward. And this time he falls backwards, goes down and loses a couple yards. Josh Baker kind of got blown up there in the middle of the line. So it'll be second down. Wildcats can get a first down technically at about the 1. So for Jed Fish, his offense out of the locker room to start this third quarter. Impressive. Coleman in the backfield again. Cowing goes in motion. Little fake. Fafita spins around. Now he's going to run. Fafita got tackled, though, from behind. Nice play, Keon Bars, who transferred from Arizona to USC, because otherwise, I think Fafita had ideas about the end zone.
Yeah, that's a play you love seeing your young quarterback make. No one's open downfield. Credit the SC secondary for great coverage. The young quarterback does the next best thing with the football, protects the ball, tucks it, finds positive yards.
Coleman will come out, Williams in. Remember, you got number 4, McMillan. Tough to guard this part of the field. He's wide left. On 3rd and 9, Fafita rolling in that direction, and he's going to keep it, and he's not going to get there. Tackled at the 5. No, USC's defense, I assume that Arizona is going to send the field goal team out. We'll see. They're not indicating that as of right now. So maybe my assumption was the wrong one. The offense is staying on the field. If this were the 2-yard line, I wouldn't be surprised at all, but they have to get to the 1 for a first down.
Don't be surprised if the Wildcats do a hard count situation here. Like you said, they can technically pick up a fresh set of downs. They might just try a hard count, take a delay a game, because it doesn't really affect the field goal.
And now they're going to burn a timeout. So
I hate to see that.
Yeah, in the second half, close game. Those timeouts are precious.
30 seconds.
Those are those situations you have to know if you're Jed Fish. Hey, are we going for it? Are we kicking a field goal? Are we just trying to hard count? But you can't burn a timeout here early in the third quarter. Like you just mentioned, you're playing the number 9 team in the nation on the road. You're probably going to need that timeout somewhere in the fourth quarter.
So a discussion between the young QB and his head coach about that last sequence. 10:23 to go, third quarter. Our next stop on the F1 schedule. Mark it down. The Qatar Grand Prix tomorrow, 1 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Pre-race coverage begins at 10:30 a.m. Eastern over on ESPN2. Maybe Caleb Williams will be watching. He's a motorsports fan now.
Jed Fish electing to go with the field goal here. I really think he sent his offense back out there to try a hard count and try to pick up a fresh set.
Just a 22-yard field goal try for Tyler Loop. Kick is up and good. So they burn the timeout. Then they kick the field goal. They do get 3 points, though. And a productive drive to start the second half. Arizona continues to lead in the Coliseum. 10:20 to go, third quarter. It's 20-14.
What's my definition?
You're watching the Pac-12 on ESPN, a top 10 Pac-12 football team, and there are a few of them here inside the Coliseum, playing from behind at home. USC basketball team honored. I sure hope we're going to see, it sounds like we will, Bronny James on the court this year for the Trojans. He and his teammates were recognized during a timeout. O'Shea Jackson, huge fan of SC sports. He's an alum, actor, performer. Helped lead the Trojans out on the field tonight. Kick return for USC out near the 25 from Mekhi Lemon. And now Caleb Williams and the USC offense back on the field after a half that just did not go as well as they're used to.
No, it certainly didn't. You're talking about an offense that is #1 in the country in points per game, scoring roughly 53 points an outing. And tonight they couldn't have had a worse start. Couple 3-and-outs to start the game, turnovers. This is a pivotal drive for the SC offense.
They have 115 total yards of offense. Well, they're fortunate that they have 14 points on the board. But a long way to go. 10:13 on the clock, third quarter. Caleb Williams gonna drop back to pass on the first play for USC in this second half. Now he's gonna run, and Caleb, using a blocker out in front, will get a first down. SC wanted a penalty flag there. I think it was more a little loss of balance along the sideline. First down, Trojans.
Great play by Caleb Williams. Arizona doing a great job in their man coverage, just locking down the receivers for SC. Nowhere to go with the football. You see why SC was calling for the late hit. I think that was a good no call there.
Well, 1st and 10. Play fake. Williams trying to find somebody deep down the field. And now he's going to scramble again. Williams out in the open field. Gets by that defender into Arizona territory. And then out of bounds. Justin Flo just could not even touch him.
If you're going to play man coverage against Caleb Williams, you have to have somebody that's going to spy him. Eventually, Caleb's going to take off and run. And in man coverage, there's no eyes on the quarterback. You got to leave a spy in the box to be there for Williams. Otherwise, he's going to make you pay with his legs.
20-yard scramble there. Another USC first down. SC has not led. If they can get in the end zone and convert the extra point, they would have their first lead of the night. Handoff. Left side, Lloyd. Now, although Marshawn Lloyd's had some positive plays, just not a whole lot of room to run tonight. A couple times against those extra DB formations you've been talking about. Otherwise, Arizona's defense has defended the run well.
Well, and it's mostly just because SC hasn't been on the field. They started the game, and their first 3 or 4 series of the games was basically 3-and-outs. So they haven't had a lot of offensive plays. That was only the 7th carry for Lloyd tonight. He's someone, if you can get the ball in his hands, good things will happen, averaging over 8 yards a carry on the season.
Now Austin Jones, the tailback, on 2nd down and long. And they'll pitch it back to Mario Williams, thinking about throwing the ball. Williams now is going to take off and run, and Williams will get shoved out of bounds. He wanted to throw the ball for sure. It's part of his skill set. Instead, Gunnar Maldonado got him out of bounds. It's 3rd down.
Credit Arizona for staying disciplined, staying home, reading their keys with their eyes. SC's trying to get a throwback back to Caleb Williams. The Wildcats aren't fooled. They stay home, lock down the play, and force a 3rd down. Great discipline by the Wildcats.
That was a good decision by Mario Williams not to throw the ball. 3rd and 3, part of the field where you kind of figure SC's got 2 plays to get 3 yards. They'll fake it to Lloyd, and Mario, or rather Caleb Williams, goes down. Justin Flo, who couldn't get him down a couple plays ago, now comes up with the big tackle for loss. And I don't know, It's 4th and 7 now.
Great play by Justin Flo. He's finally healthy and back in the lineup, only playing a couple snaps a week ago. We heard we were going to see more of him, and you can see why. Credit him, staying home, great discipline with his eyes, reading his keys, making a huge play for the Wildcat defense.
Well, Williams and the SC offense on the field, 4th and 7. Williams throws over the top right side, and it's incomplete, but here comes a penalty flag. 3 of them intended for Singer. I think that was Tacario Davis with the coverage.
Defense number 23, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's a first down, Trojans.
Great call by the officials there. Tacario Davis does the right thing by getting his eyes back around, but you cannot make that much early contact with the receiver, Singer. Anytime you impede the receiver from making a play on the ball early, it's going to be a flag. That's a huge pickup for the SC offense on 4th down.
Huge. 1st and 10 inside the 30 after the penalty yardage was marked off. First drive of the second half for Caleb Williams and the Trojans. Handoff straight ahead. Nice hole for Marshawn Lloyd. Down to about the 21. Gain of 5 on the ground. Lloyd 8 carries, 42 yards. He has been effective when he's had a chance to touch the ball. Little sidearm sling from Williams, incomplete. There was that Patrick Mahomes style pass attempt from Caleb Williams. It's 3rd down.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Timeout for injured player.
Justin Dedich, the center, kind of limping.
SC trying to get a quick screen off to the outside. Tacario Davis does a great job of driving on that quick screen to Dorian Singer and breaking up the play, never letting the screenplay get started.
50. Yes. The clock was stopped for number 57. He must be replaced for 1 play.
So that means the center has to come out. Dedich cannot be on the field here for this play.
Boy, that's critical, especially on a 3rd down. Kind of passing distance at 3rd and 5. You could run the football. Typically, you see a pass in this situation. If I'm Arizona's defense, I'm going to bring pressure, and I'm going to test the center that's running onto the field for his first play of the night.
Killian O'Connor comes in. Dedich saying he's okay, although it took him a while to get to the sidelines. 3rd and 5. Lloyd split out wide right as a receiver. O'Connor does a good job picking up some pressure. Williams spins away. Still looking downfield. Williams will throw. He takes a big hit, and that's going to be a penalty against Arizona. So incomplete, but the Wildcats are going to be called for roughing the passer, and just a totally unnecessary hit on the quarterback there after he got rid of the ball. Can't do it.
Flags on Justin Flo.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 10. After distance to the goal, automatic first down.
A play like that is just absolutely inexcusable. You're getting SC, you force them more than likely into a field goal type situation. You're getting your defense off the field. Be smart, throw your hands up, run by the quarterback.
I mean, heck, it was almost a targeting. You just can't do it. If you pull up and there's a little incidental contact, you're not going to be flagged.
No excuse for that play.
So 2 penalties, 1 on a 4th down conversion, and now on 3rd down, give SC new life on the drive. It's 1st and goal. Dedich back in the game. Lloyd runs behind him. Touchdown. And the Trojans are an extra point away from their first lead of the night.
What did I say? The more touches you give to Marshawn Lloyd, good things will happen for the USC offense. Credit the left side of the offensive line. Monheim, Pregnon, Dedich getting back in the game at the center position. You see them just doing a tremendous job getting up to the second level on the inside zone play. Credit that USC offensive line.
Here's the extra point. It is good, and the Trojans, big favorites tonight, undefeated top 10 team. 5:44 to go in the third quarter. USC has its first lead.
Well, Arizona took a 3-point lead into halftime, but the USC Trojans are back on top for the first time tonight with the touchdown run by Lloyd.
Well, one of the biggest games in the Pac-12 in a long time, I think. Next weekend, Michael Penix and number 7 Washington against Bo Nix and number 8 Oregon up in Seattle. Man, is that place going to be rocking. 3:30 Eastern on ABC next Saturday. Heated rivals, the Ducks and the Huskies. Fair catch. And the Wildcats offense will come back on the field. Our look back with our drive recap brought to you by Invesco. QQQ. Mistakes by Arizona's defense sure helped the cause.
Caleb Williams didn't even complete a pass on the drive, but they still scored touchdown. Zacario Davis there with the pass interference. Justin Flo coming back with the personal foul on third down when you're about to get off the field, force SC into a field goal, but Marshawn Lloyd makes them pay and finishes the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. Trojans
have not trailed coming into this game all year. They've been down for almost 35 minutes tonight, but now they're ahead for the first time. 21-20 handoff on first down, and that's DJ Williams with a good run outside the 30 to the 31.
Tell you what, Arizona has a great 1-2 punch in the running back room between Jonah Coleman and DJ Williams, who you just saw there. Both very powerful backs.
And they're missing their starter, Michael Wiley. He's not playing tonight. At least on the season beginning depth chart, they've got a lot of talent in that room. Williams with the carry, Eric Gentry with the tackle, and now it's 3rd and 2.
What a big third down here for the Arizona offense. Trying to stay on the field. Got to avoid a 3-and-out, but at 3rd and 2, you have the option to run the football or pass for it. If you're going to throw the ball, expect man coverage. I like to see some rub plays here on 3rd and short.
Coleman came back in the game at tailback. What was once a 17-point Arizona lead. They now trail by 1. Fafita going to throw, and he hits his man, kind of juggled, but Cowing with the catch and the Arizona first down.
Noah Fafita doing a great job taking advantage of the soft coverage outside by Jacoby Covington, cornerback for the SC Trojans. If you're going to play Jacob Cowing that soft, he's going to make you pay every time.
I think, you know, the 2 series where Arizona's offense really struggled tonight, Cowing was not on the field. I think he's that important. Back on, Fafita and everybody looks a little more comfortable. So 1st and 10 Wildcats. Coleman alongside the redshirt freshman. He'll get the handoff and tripped up after a yard, maybe 2 on first down. Jonah Coleman, one of 10 brothers and sisters in his family. So he had to fight for everything when he was a kid. He is a fighter on the field. Tight-knit group, the Coleman family. Fafita throws middle and incomplete. Intended for his tight end McLaughlin. Good coverage there, knocked away by Kalen Bullock, the All-American safety. It's 3rd down.
Bullock, huge player for the SC Trojans. 5 interceptions a season ago. Great timing of the ball, covering tight end Tanner McLaughlin. The exact play the Trojans needed to force a 3rd and long.
Back to pass. Fafita hit and throws behind his intended target. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Cowing. If he hadn't been hit, he might have gotten it there. It's 4th down.
Bear Alexander up front for the Trojans. causing the pressure and ultimately resulting in an off-target throw by Fafita. Credit the big fella up front.
So 4th down, and Austin Dorp, the punter. It's not been a totally smooth night for him. This one kind of a low line drive punt, and it is returnable. That return man spun around Michael Jackson outside the 20, close to the 25. 3:23 to go, 3rd quarter. We're just a few minutes away from the torch being lit, and the game is very much in the balance still. SC with a 21-20 lead as Caleb Williams comes back on the field. In case you haven't been with us for the full game tonight, Caleb Williams, the defending Heisman Trophy winner, trying for a 2nd in a row, having a spectacular season coming in, has been under major duress in this game. Arizona's been all over him. Sacks, hits, forced fumble. It has been a really tough night. SC's got a lead 21-20. Caleb Williams is 4 for 11, 36% completion rate tonight. And he will keep it on 1st down and make several defenders miss. Man, that's about as good of an 8-yard run as you could ever see. Amazing.
Are you kidding me? Caleb Williams, when there is no play to be made, he somehow finds a way to make a play, pick up 8 yards on 1st down. Arizona has this play shut down. They're back in their dollar package. Caleb Williams does what he does.
Play fake on 1st down. They did give him the 1st down yardage, and now he throws it away. I want to go back to a little comment you had when you were doing the drive recap.
Number 9 was in the area.
The SC took their first drive of the second half, went down to the end zone with some help from the penalties and scored a touchdown. Caleb Williams did not complete one pass on that drive. Not one.
No, and I really think you need to credit defensive coordinator Johnny Nansen and his defensive staff there at the Arizona Wildcats. They've really put together a great plan tonight, mixing different personnels, mixing different looks, man, zone. They really have Caleb Williams guessing.
Those other numbers were from last year's game. Remember that one in Corvallis where SC escaped barely with a win in the final seconds. This throw is right there, completed at about the 40 to set up 3rd down and 3. Kyron Hudson, who had a touchdown catch in the 1st half. Now 3rd and 3 for USC. And the part of the field where even as aggressive as Lincoln Riley likes to be, maybe not 4-down territory.
It's going to be interesting to see here with 7 DBs on the field for Arizona. Does USC elect to run the football at that smaller defensive personnel?
Williams in the shotgun, will not hand it off. Here comes some pressure, but it was picked up, and that allowed Williams to complete the pass out near midfield. Taj Washington, is that his first catch of the night? He's been targeted a couple times. That's his first catch.
Great job by Taj Washington working on Traden Stukes. Man coverage. Great job securing the ball on 3rd down.
Now the quick tempo. Williams will throw, and he hits Washington again. Back-to-back plays. Now a penalty flag at the end of the play, and maybe another face mask against Arizona. Genesis Smith, the guy who tackled him, and that flag came from behind the play. A gain of 26 without any penalty yardage.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 12. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
Taj Washington, known as the leader of the wide receiver room, who really sets the tone for this unit. Sometimes you just need your leader to step up, make a couple plays like he has the last 2 plays to spark your offense and get them going.
Lincoln Riley called him one of the most unselfish players I've ever coached. And 2 big plays now, 1st and 10 inside the 15. The penalties continue to plague Arizona here in this second half. Lloyd carry left side, gets around, still on his feet out of bounds at about the 10. Marshawn Lloyd could have been a loss of a yard or 2. Instead, it's a positive gain of 3. His last couple of catches by Washington put Caleb Williams over 100 yards for the night, throwing the ball with a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Another handoff, this time right side, and another broken tackle, but really just nowhere to go, even with that one missed tackle. Trojans fans wanted another penalty against Justin Flo, who, if he commits another one of those, he might have to come off the field.
Yeah, he'd be out of the ball game at that point. I think that was maybe a little bit of a flop on Lloyd's behalf.
Yes, it was. That was a flop. Third down.
Hey, you can't get the call unless you try.
That's one way to look at it. 4 wide receivers. And Austin Jones in the backfield with Caleb Williams on third down. They can get a first down inside the 5 at around the 3. And Lincoln Riley's going to have to call a timeout. Play clock was winding down.
Timeout. USC. They're first for the half.
So USC with 4 seconds to go in the third quarter, facing a third down and about 7, uses their first time out of the half.
SC has forced the Arizona Wildcats out of their dollar package. They're back playing a traditional nickel package, just 5 DBs on the field, 2 linebackers. Be interesting to see how SC wants to try to attack that nickel defense.
Offensive line for the Trojans, I think, has played better as the game has gone on, giving Caleb Williams a little more time.
They have. They've done a good job, but I think a big part of why that offensive line is having more success in pass protection is because they're running the football better in the second half. They seem a little more committed to it. Marshawn Lloyd has definitely gotten things going here in the third quarter on the ground.
Big guys back out on the field. The running game has definitely come to life in this third quarter. Wildcats trying to force USC to try a field goal.
Arizona showing man coverage.
Williams in the pocket, throws that slant. It's caught. Touchdown, Michael Jackson. He had 4 completions all night before that drive. He was 4 for 5 on the drive.
Michael Jackson doing a tremendous job of winning the one-on-one battle outside against Dylan Wyatt. Man-to-man situation, just running a quick slant, winning at the line of scrimmage, being very friendly, an open target for his reigning Heisman Trophy quarterback.
8 plays, 77 yards.
Is under review.
Well, we saw it, and I thought it was pretty clear he was in, but they've decided to stop play and take a look just to confirm. It was close, but I thought when the knee was down, the ball was.
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. It's 4th down.
Wow.
That's the end of the quarter.
Well, it won't be 4th down. It'll be 1st down. Well, we've had some of the worst announcements in this game that I can remember.
Correction. The line to gain was made. It's 1st down. That's the end of the quarter.
I don't know how that's not a touchdown.
Me either. I'm confused. But it is the end of the quarter, and they're going to make USC try to punch it in from near the goal line. When we come back, it's 21-20 Trojans. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. One of the great traditions in the entire sport. The torch lit at the start of the 4th quarter at the LA Memorial Coliseum. USC, their hands are full tonight with a very feisty Arizona Wildcats team. We start the 4th quarter after an overturned call. 1st and goal from inside the 1. Caleb Williams under center. And Williams, I think SC moved.
You're exactly right. Right there on the right side, top of your screen. Be tight end Jude Wolf.
Ball starts. Offense number 18. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
They sure took a long time to snap the ball. So now that overturned call is looming a little larger. We'll see. They still have 4 chances from outside the 5. But Wolf did move. We didn't see the. Now maybe they had access to a camera shot that we didn't have access to here in the booth. But they made a quick decision to overturn the call of a touchdown. So now Austin Jones is first and goal from outside the 5. Williams hands it off to Jones, and he gets stuffed at the 5. It'll be second down.
Boy, I tell you what, going back from the 1 yard line or even the inch yard line back to where you are now, that really changes the play calls, what you can do offensively. Be interesting to see if that false start comes back to bite the SC Trojans.
Lincoln Riley sure hopes not. Marshawn Lloyd back in the game now. On second down, they got to get in the end zone. Wildcats crowding the line of scrimmage. Lloyd gets the handoff, and Lloyd leaning forward inside the 3. It'll be third down.
Great job by safety Dalton Johnson there for the Wildcats, squeezing down, taking the air out of the play there. Great form tackle there inside the 5.
Pretty deliberate drive by SC standards. They've been forced to do that tonight by this Arizona defense. This will be the 11th play of the drive. And it's third and goal. Williams design run. Caleb Williams, and a penalty flag thrown, driven down short of the goal line. So we'll see what the penalty is. As of right now, it's going to be fourth down. SC's indicating it's against Arizona. Wow, the penalties.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Defense number 92. After distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Tyler Manoa, the UCLA transfer. Penalties in the second half have just killed Jed Fish's team.
They really have, and Manoa's a great player on that Wildcat defensive front. Usually very sound for this Arizona defense, and you talked about it. There has just been so many penalties against the Wildcats in the second half, all self-inflicted penalties that have really hurt them.
Hey, right from the start, right at the beginning of the play. So now it's first and goal, right back where we started, inside the 1. Williams did not get there, still going, and he reached out.
I think he got it.
Touchdown!
I think he got it.
Amazing.
Wow.
He carried Dylan Wyatt into the end zone.
That is a man on a mission who is not going to be denied 6 points. What a play by Caleb Williams. Just your traditional quarterback sneak. I think it's called the tush push now, thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles.
He was never down. He was lying right on top of Dylan Wyatt.
No, it's a great play by the quarterback. Stuffed early, credit that defensive front, but Caleb Williams with the second effort, able to get the nose of the football across the white line.
Of course, who knows with the officials, maybe they'll overturn that one too. 12 plays, 77 yards, and almost 5.5 minutes. That play will definitely stand. Caleb Williams, what an effort. Extra point, good. It was once 17-0 Arizona. Since then, the Trojans have outscored the Wildcats 28-3. It hasn't been the prettiest game for Caleb Williams. It's sure been a tough game for the Heisman Trophy winner. Now we'll see if Arizona can respond. They get the ball when we come back. Back here in Los Angeles, Arizona with a 17-0 lead about 20 minutes into this game, and since then, mistakes by the Wildcats, some spectacular stuff from Caleb Williams. By the way, tomorrow the WNBA Finals begin. two super teams, the Aces, defending champs, the Liberty, 3 Eastern on ABC, maybe the most anticipated WNBA finals of all time. Sadly, our partner Kayla Burton's sister Veronica and her Dallas team was eliminated. Although I will add, Veronica played very well in the semifinal round. She should be proud.
I think it was a season high in point totals, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, played great.
All right, no Jaden DeLaura. It's the redshirt freshman Noah Fafita who's had it all the way tonight for Arizona. Things have not been as easy for the Wildcats offense since early in the game. Now down 8 with 12:54 to go. Still played well, 18-26, couple touchdowns. And a lot of time left in this one. Fafita is going to scramble, and he'll dive forward to the 30, so he gets 5 yards on first down.
Good job by the young quarterback finding positive yards on first down. In this second half, he's taken some negative plays on first down and put his team in a tough situation on second down. Great job there, nothing downfield, tuck the ball, get some positive yards.
Under center, Fafita here for 2nd and 5. He'll pitch it out right side. Coleman hits that hole on his feet to the 45 to midfield and gets dragged down, I think, by the face mask. Bullock wrestled him down, but a penalty flag came in. So Arizona with a big gain on the ground, and I think we're going to add some penalty yardage to the end of the play.
I love it. I would love to see a big dose of Jonah Coleman here in the fourth quarter.
Foul, forced collar tackle, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Offensive guard Joseph Borhone leading up on the pull. Jonah Coleman doing the rest on the toss sweep. Tell you what, this offensive line for the Wildcats tonight, and the 2 running backs, Jonah Coleman, DJ Williams, done a tremendous job in the ground game.
27-yard run plus a penalty means a 42-yard play. It was a horse collar officially. Coleman off the field, DJ Williams in, and the Wildcats are inside the 30. And the ball is dropped by Fafita, picks it up and tries to save some lost yardage. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know. Did he take his eyes off the ball?
It's just one of those ones where you kind of shrug and you say, Coach, I'm not really sure what happened. It was a clean snap, hit him right in the hands. His eyes might have been off the ball, but per the replay, looks like a pretty clean operation outside of catching the football.
I do like Jed Fish's temperament on the sideline. Does not panic, doesn't overreact. So you got a young quarterback on the field. 2nd and 10. That throw is there, complete down to the 20. That is Lamonius Craig, Montana Lamonius Craig. Played with Brendan Rice at Colorado. 3rd down.
This is the 3rd down scenario you want to be in with a young quarterback. You have the option because of the down and distance to run or throw for the first.
They're going to try to throw. Fafita does throw, and it's caught right at the line to gain by Jacob Cowing. He got wrestled to the ground, but he got enough for the first down.
What a great job by Cowing there. Jalen Smith, the nickelback for USC, is all over him. Great hands catch, showing how strong those hands are, but also credit Fafita, the young quarterback. The ball placement needed to be there. If it was anywhere behind Cowing, that ball was going to be incomplete. Great throw and catch.
7 catches, 52 yards. He's missed a big chunk of the game with an injury. Under center again. This time they'll pitch it left. Coleman with a big blocker out in front. There goes Coleman inside the 10 down to the 5. Jonah Coleman. What a talent he is. Prophet Brown saved the touchdown, another 11 yards.
Tell you what, this offensive line unit for the Wildcats is impressive. Mo and Morgan getting a pull out there, leading the way.
Quick tempo, Coleman straight ahead. Still on his feet, got stopped just short. Bullock, I think the guy who for the moment has saved the touchdown, but Arizona is a half a yard away. Second and goal coming up for the Wildcats. Will Coleman get another carry? He will. Coleman, I think he was stopped short. He got kind of turned around and wrestled backwards right close to the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal. Coleman was trying to say he could stay on the field.
Give credit to Bryson Shaw and Tellini for the stop for the SC Trojans. I'm either handing the football off here to my big back, or I'm going play action, getting my quarterback outside the pocket.
Under center, Fafita will hand it off, and nowhere to go. In fact, losing a couple yards. Shane Lee, the linebacker, with some help. Now, what does Jed Fish want to do?
Go for it.
That's a man. They were a couple of feet from the goal line.
What a stop by Shane Lee, just scraping over the top from the linebacker position. Mason Cobb coming in to clean it up.
Now USC wants a timeout. So 4th and goal, Arizona going for it.
USC, their second and a half. 30 seconds.
So the Trojans decided they were not particularly organized for a huge play. Man, what a game we've had. And I think, you know, Brock, you need to give credit on both sides to me. Number one, for SC, this easily could be a hugely frustrating game. Things not going the way they want them to go on offense. For Arizona, the wherewithal to bounce back. Now they got to finish it off.
You're exactly right. I want to give Caleb Williams a ton of credit for how he's played tonight. Nothing has gone smooth for this USC offense, but the Heisman Trophy winner has shown a very gritty performance tonight, finding ways to score points when things aren't coming easy. He's finding a way to put points on this board in almost an ugly way, taking advantage of the self-inflicted wounds the Arizona Wildcats have imposed on themselves. But then also give credit to the young quarterback, Noah Fafita, on the other side of the ball, marching his team down into scoring range on this 4th down try.
Can the maligned USC defense come up with a huge stop? 10th play of the drive, out of the timeout.
USC showing pressure, man situation.
Fafita looking left, throws, caught, touchdown, Jacob Cowing. And now the Wildcats presumably will line up to go for 2 to try to tie the game. My goodness.
How about the moxie by Noah Fafita going to his go-to receiver, Jacob Cowing. It's a blitz 0 situation. SC's bringing the house. They're playing inside leverage. Jacob Cowing has a quick out route. Perfect play call for the leverage that the SC defense was playing. I love the play by the young quarterback.
70,000 fans. The Coliseum, where you grew up watching college football. Your family's here. It's your 2nd career start. And now a 2-point try away from tying the game with 8:17 to go. Impressive stuff. Coleman in the backfield. Fafita will throw, and he converts. McMillan catches. We got a tie game.
McMillan just dicing up DBs on the outside. Little pivot route. He's selling the slant route, and he's coming back out to the sideline. He scored a touchdown a week ago on the same route against the Washington Huskies. Catching USC tonight for the 2-point try. Just a textbook route versus man coverage.
So that was the 2-pointer. This was the 4th down play for the touchdown. Who would have thought? 8:17 to go. Tied up 28 apiece.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. It's easy to Geico. And in part by Cintas. Prepare your team for what's ahead. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Well, if you're staying up late with us tonight from LA, I think we're giving you a pretty good show. 8:17 to go from the Coliseum. The young Noah Fafita against the Heisman winner Caleb Williams. Tie game 28 apiece. Lots of other players involved in this game too. Let's go down to Kayla on the field.
Dave, you nailed it. Lots of other players, 37 total players on this Arizona roster from California. I am told 448 total tickets have been distributed to these friends and family. That is the most this season. I'm told they're just not used to distributing that many tickets. The entire ticket allotment the team used up. Montana Lemon is Craig. He had 30 tickets dished out to his friends and family, and then Jacob Manu as well as Ephesians Prysock, they both had 26 total tickets. Brock, you know how hard it is to get those tickets from your teammates.
I'll tell you what, when you come to Southern California, there's a lot of people asking for tickets, but when I went back to Washington State, it was easy to get extra ones.
Give them all to me. Penalty flag thrown as Caleb Williams throws the ball away. I think, you know, because Jed Fish told us a story of they had the team meeting and he said everybody from Southern California stand up. 37 players in that room stood up.
Yeah, it's a really big deal.
Holding offense number 87, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
There are so many kids from this Southern California region where if they don't get offered by SC or UCLA, they tend to end up at Arizona or Arizona State. So when they come back to play, it's a big deal for them.
And who knows when the Wildcats will ever be back. I mean, it could be that in the regular season they don't play again here at the Coliseum.
It was Lake McCree, the tight end there on the right side, getting called for the holding. See if the Trojans can overcome this 1st and 20 to start the drive.
It could have been 2nd and 10. They accepted the penalty, and now Arizona jumps. You got to still play it out. Williams knows it's a free play. It's incomplete. A couple of Arizona players actually sort of stopped there.
Offside, defense number 98 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Tia Savea, the offside penalty. Arizona penalties have been a big story in the second half especially. I mean, USC they haven't earned a lot of first downs on their own. They've gotten a bunch of first downs by way of penalty. Now Williams, big hit, penalty flag thrown, almost intercepted. I think they're going to call an illegal hit against the quarterback again.
Yeah, that hit was definitely delivered up high by the head and neck area of Caleb Williams.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 46. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Taitai Uiagalelei, one of those Southern California kids, called for the penalty.
Once again, when you feel like Arizona starting to take the momentum of the game, you know what? After seeing that on replay, I don't think that's roughing the passer. I think that's a clean hit by Uiagalelei.
That's a bad call.
That's a clean hit. It's a timely hit. That's a poor call there.
It wasn't late. It wasn't to the head and neck area. It wasn't with the crown of the helmet.
Nothing wrong about that blow.
So that one hurts. Big break for USC. Williams hands it off on first down. Lloyd bounced backwards off an initial hit. Maybe got a couple yards of forward progress. And now penalty flags in the backfield.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 52, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, the down counts, it's second down.
So that's a double cathud for SC because the play counts, then you back up 15 yards.
Boy, both these football teams known to be fairly disciplined when it comes to penalties. They're coached well, good technique, smart football teams. Haven't seen that the entire time tonight.
Jared Kingston, the right guard, called for that penalty. I mean, play's over. Not a lot of nuance on that one. 2nd and 23. Williams throws it short to Jones. Jones turns it upfield, makes a man miss, and gets hit hard outside the 30. So I think a play, Brock, designed to get some of that lost yardage back and give the Trojans a chance here. What'll still be 3rd and long.
You're exactly right. That was definitely a get back on track down for the Trojans. Just a little halfback screen out there to Austin Jones. Jones doing a terrific job after the catch, getting some positive yards.
Well, the clock continues to roll. We are now under 7 minutes to go, and a 3rd down coming of 14 yards for the Trojans. Otherwise, they're going to have to give the ball back in a tie game. No running backs. Austin Jones, the running back, is out as a wide receiver. Williams in the pocket, throws, and it is caught. No, incomplete. The receiver, the ball was thrown a little behind the intended receiver.
Incomplete pass, 4th down.
And Dorian Singer tried to squeeze it, just couldn't do it. It's 4th and 14.
I think Arizona dodged a bullet there. I credit Johnny Nance and the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats for calling a great game tonight. But they're on 3rd and 14. He's playing man-to-man coverage. I don't understand why you just wouldn't drop into a zone defense, keep everything in front of you, and rally to a tackle in front of the sticks.
Maybe a saving play to Cario Davis kind of got a hand in there to help knock the ball away.
Yeah, ball was a little bit behind Singer. Davis helped out. Good stop by the Wildcats.
USC will have to punt the ball. Line drive punt. It's going to bounce, and Arizona will just back off. So that helps USC with field position. The ball's going to roll all the way back to the 21-yard line. Well, what more could Arizona have asked for really coming into this game? You get the ball back, 6:22 to go, and the game is tied.
How about the night that the young signal caller Noah Fafita, making his 2nd career start, is having off of 3 touchdowns a week ago against Washington, comes back, already has 3 tonight, making big throw after big throw, none bigger than the 4th down touchdown pass to Jacob Cowing, and then the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game to McMillan, playing a heck of a ball game on the road against the number 9 team in the nation.
Now on 1st down, little dangerous across the middle. McMillan incomplete. Shane Lee had the coverage, so Arizona forced the punt, gets the ball back. Right around 6 minutes to go, 6:18 left. We're ruining everybody's sleep schedule for Saturday night into Sunday. Tie game, 4th quarter.
I tell you what, as a young quarterback, these are the situations you dream of. The opportunity to have the ball in your hand and try to knock off a top 10 opponent on the road.
Coleman in the backfield on 2nd and 10. They'll give it to Jonah Coleman. And there was Big Bear Alexander right in the middle to meet him. He got a yard.
Tell you what, Bear has played a heck of a ball game tonight. The transfer from Georgia doing a great job getting off blocks, very active with his hands. He's big and strong on the inside.
Maybe the #1 player in the portal this last offseason. So the Trojans have a chance to get the ball back for their offense. 3rd and 9. Fafita gets away from Alexander. Now he's going to run, and he's got all kinds of room. He'll run for the 1st down and more outside the 35 to the 37.
Fafita showing that not only can I beat you with my arm, if you don't keep a spy on me, I will beat you with my legs. SC getting caught in a 2-deep zone match defense. No one's accounting for the quarterback. Fafita makes him pay.
And this is where those clock rules, look, you get the 1st down, the clock continues to roll. We're down to 5:14 to go in this game, and Arizona is not in a hurry. Coleman, handoff straight ahead. Jonah Coleman, almost 1st down yardage outside the 45 to about the 46. He got 9. Big game for Jonah Coleman, and he'll get the 1st down into USC territory. He inflicts some punishment on the guys who try to tackle him. Often they come out worse for the wear.
Jonah Coleman makes you make some business decisions on defense. Do you want to come up and try to tackle me? I tell you what, it's been so much fun watching him run the football tonight.
He'll take a breather. DJ Williams, who's 225 pounds himself, in the backfield. And another minute has come off the clock those last couple plays. Pitch play to Williams, right side running. Williams lowers his shoulder pads and gets, I think, another 1st down. Bullock, the safety, with the tackle, but the Wildcats using the ground game on the move.
I tell you what, this offensive line, tight end, so impressive. McLaughlin, the tight end, setting the edge. You get wide receiver McMillan in there blocking for his teammate. This Arizona Wildcats, they put on a clinic in the run game tonight.
Fafita's going to pass now on first down. Down the left sideline into coverage, incomplete. And I tell you what, his best friend, McMillan, played some defense there, I think.
Woo! I know you have a lot of confidence in Tetero and McMillan. You guys have had a great connection tonight, last week, going back to high school. But double coverage in this situation, 1st and 10, a lot of time left on the clock. Be smart with the football.
Although McMillan tries to catch everything. He did. He tried to go up and snatch that one.
Well, I tell you what, at 6'5", 210 pounds, he's definitely a mismatch for opposing defenses.
Clock does stop. 3:41 to go. 2nd and 10. Coleman, handoff, bounces it right side. Coleman, though, nowhere to go. Jamil Muhammad looked to be banged up maybe earlier in the game. He had a couple sacks in the first half. That was a big stop.
That was a great play by Muhammad. This was a defense that a week ago against Colorado had some issues with containment. Muhammad doing a tremendous job there of setting the edge and making the tackle.
I don't know about field goal range here for the Wildcats in a tie game. Plenty of time on the play clock. Coleman motions into the backfield. Fafita on 3rd and long. Throws the screen to Coleman. Coleman kind of stumbled and at least is strong enough to get inside the 35 down to the, what, the 32? Now Jed Fish is going to send his field goal kicker out, I believe.
I love that play call by Jed Fish. Don't put your young quarterback in too difficult of a situation, just trying to get some positive yards on 3rd and long to make the field goal more manageable.
This is going to be, what, 50? For Tyler Loop, whose longest this year is 38. First career attempt from 50 or farther. SC having a hard time substituting. Play clock winding down. They get the ball snapped. The kick on the way. And that kick is hooking. It is no good. A 50-yard try. The SC defense comes up with a stop. And the game stays tied. Now 2:08 to go. Asking a lot of a kid who never kicked one from that distance. And it wasn't, in the end, all that close. The missed field goal try means Caleb Williams and USC get the ball back. Tie game, 2:08 left. Just moments ago, as USC got ready to come back on the field, Caleb Williams, who has been one of the greats in the history of this storied program, had some words for his teammates. I don't believe it's an exaggeration to say that the national title hopes of USC could be on the line here tonight. With 2:08 to go against an unranked opponent at home, it has been a dogfight. On first down, Jones gets the handoff, and the Arizona defense right at the line of scrimmage knocks him backwards. It'll be 2nd and 10. You figure at a bare minimum you need about 25 more yards, maybe even 30 yards to have a realistic chance to kick a field goal.
Yeah, you're right. But the good thing for SC, there's still 1:40 on the clock. You have 1 timeout in your back pocket. There is plenty of time. The full field is available to you right now.
And I think you would prefer, if you don't score, to not give the Wildcats a chance themselves. Williams in the pocket. Caleb Williams will deliver wide open. Washington in the middle of the field into Arizona territory for a huge gain. 26 yards, and now they're close to field goal range.
Boy, that just looked like a coverage bust by the Wildcats. There was nobody within the vicinity of Taj Washington. If you do that to the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to make you pay every time.
So now Jones back in the game. Correction, Lloyd comes back in. Clock starts to roll again. And SC being deliberate here. Williams will play fake. Now throws. That pass is caught by Rice. And he gets down to the 35. A helmet flies off for Justin Flo, the Arizona linebacker. Place kicker Dennis Lynch has a big, strong leg.
Well, they're at his field goal range right now by having the ball be on the 35-yard line.
Not that it would be an easy kick from here, but he's certainly got the leg strength to do it. And I'm sure Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams want to get closer, or maybe just get all the way to the end zone. Lloyd, the tailback. Williams trying to draw Arizona off sides. He almost did. Now SC gets the play snapped, handed off. A little bounce move to the right side. That was a nice move by Lloyd down to the 30, and that's a USC first down.
What a great jump cut there by Marshawn Lloyd. Just when it looks like the play might get blown up for a loss in the backfield. Nope. Whoop. Jump to the side, find positive yards, making that field goal look a lot better right now for Dennis Lynch.
Every yard closer. SC's feeling more comfortable. Lincoln Riley told his guys to slow down. Don't rush. Handoff, and this time over the left side, still going down to the 10 and pushed out of bounds inside the 10. Marshawn Lloyd did a lot of that on his own. With 24 seconds on the clock, it'll be first and goal.
Well, we said Marshawn Lloyd was lightning in a bottle. Better late than never. He's played a great football game tonight, but breaking a huge one there for the SC Trojans, making that field goal look a lot better for Lynch right now.
No kidding. Now USC just want to make sure you don't make a mistake and get things perfectly set up for your kicker. Williams, play fake, throws, incomplete. Oh my goodness. Now that surprised me. Brendan Rice broke in, the ball came behind him. Incomplete, 19 seconds on the clock.
Boy, that that's a head scratcher right there. You assume you're either handing the football off or even just getting in position as a quarterback and taking a knee wherever your field goal kicker prefers this football. The fact that that ball went into the air and went into harm's way, that's a shocker.
You got Lloyd alongside. And the ball's on the ground. A muffed exchange. Oh my goodness. USC, now the clock's still rolling. 9 seconds, 8 seconds.
They have a timeout.
They're gonna what? They're gonna call. Why wouldn't you just call your timeout?
Wow.
They were rushing up to clock the ball.
Wow.
Timeout with 2 seconds to go in the game. This sequence not handled very well by the Trojans. They still have a chance to win the game anyway.
Caleb Williams, running back Marshawn Lloyd, just not on the same page. The way Lloyd's body language was, it seemed like he never had any intention of getting that football the way Caleb kind of put it high and was pulling it out. Whatever the case was, critical situations like that, you have to be on the same page.
When we're finished, coming up next on SportsCenter, Red River Rivalry was a true thriller. All kinds of action across Major League Baseball. Key moments from 4 Game 1s in the Division Series and injury news from the NFL when we're done here on ESPN. SC did not have a chance to set it up perfectly for Dennis Lynch. So from the left hash, the left-footed kicker will try to win the game in walk-off style. They put a couple extra seconds back on the clock. This one will be from 25 yards out. Dennis Lynch. And now Arizona's going to call a timeout. SC will go ahead and kick the ball just for some practice.
30 seconds.
Wow. This game has had a little bit of everything. And, you know, I think Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler here at the Coliseum, if you're looking at USC and if they survive this game, you say, okay, Arizona's a talented team. They got some good players. They played their tails off tonight. But there's no doubt that despite that, if they make this kick even, Trojans have some stuff to get some work in on.
Oh, you're exactly right. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and especially against a conference opponent. Let's give Arizona credit.
They deserve a lot of credit.
A lot of credit. They played Washington very tough at home last week. They come to SC in the Coliseum, number 9 team in the nation. Really come out, could not have started any better. Up 17-0, had some self-inflicted wounds throughout the game, but also credit SC. They never got down on themselves, and they found a way to keep fighting, and now they have an opportunity to win the game.
From 25 yards. Snap was high, and the kick is no good. A bad snap, and they really couldn't get the kick off.
Oh my!
And this game's going to overtime. And the kicker might be hurt.
I've never seen anything like it.
It wasn't the kicker actually who's hurt. Maybe it's the holder. I think it's actually the long snapper. I'm stunned. The end of game for USC was a disaster. And instead of a win, they got to play some more football.
Unbelievable. Just need a simple snap, hold, kick. It's a chip shot. We are going to overtime.
So don't go anywhere. Bedtime is going to have to wait. Lincoln Riley can't believe it. We get some more football at the Coliseum.
Hey, full-time fans, time for overtime. Brought to you by Modelo.
What a game. And now the coin toss at midfield before overtime begins.
All right, gentlemen, let's bring it around this way, please. Welcome to overtime. Arizona, you're still the visitor. The coin is still the same. There's heads, there's tails. What is your call?
Go tails.
Go tails. It is a tails. You've won the toss. Would you like offense or defense?
Defense. We'll go defense first.
Defense? Let's see, which end of the field would you like to play on? Okay. To start the first overtime, USC will go on offense on the west side of the field. Good luck, gentlemen.
So you get a little advantage when you get to play defense first, because then when you get the ball, you know what you got to do. Caleb Williams and USC maybe still stunned. Our overtime rules presented by Modelo. Coin toss winner decides offense, defense, or end of field. Arizona chooses defense. Each team gets a possession from the 25-yard line in the first 2 overtimes. In the second overtime, if it gets there, if you score a touchdown, you must attempt a 2-point conversion. If you go past 2 overtimes, you forget the 25-yard line. You just alternate 2-point conversion attempts, starting with that third overtime until we have a winner.
What a wild finish to this football game.
Crazy. Through all of the craziness of the night, we still thought USC was just going to walk it off with a 25-yard field goal. But the snap was high. The hold was late. The kicker, Dennis Lynch, had no chance. The long snapper limped off the field. He got hurt. That could be a factor in overtime, so here we go. And this part of the field, it hasn't been easy for USC tonight. You got Austin Jones alongside Caleb Williams in the backfield. From the 25, Williams. Pressure was picked up. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Dorian Singer. It'll be second down.
Great job by the Wildcat defense in man coverage, locking down the USC receivers. Really nowhere to go with the football. Traden Stukes doing a great job there. Tell you what, I credit this Arizona defense side. They have played a lot of man coverage, and that is not easy to do against the SC offense with all the skilled weapons that they have on the perimeter. The Wildcats have done a fantastic job.
Again, no Marshawn Lloyd. It's Austin Jones alongside Caleb Williams for second down. First overtime just starting. Another play fake, pressure, and a little underhand shovel to Jones, and he'll get down to the 20. Total improv from Caleb Williams there, and he got 6 yards on the play.
Boy, he's made so many plays like that tonight. Just when you think you have him corralled, Manu coming in from the linebacker position on the blitz. Williams does a great job, though, retreating to the right. It was a set-up halfback screen. Great job getting the ball out.
Amazing. Now 3rd and 3. Williams keeps it. Caleb Williams to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown!
Wow. How about that answer by Caleb Williams? Great job on the zone read. Just unbelievable. He can beat you so many ways, whether it's from the pocket, scrambling outside, throwing dimes down the field, or beating you with his legs.
All right, let's not take this for granted either after what just happened. This is big, the extra point. Can they get the ball snapped properly? They do. The kick is up, and it's good.
There's a clean operation. Caleb Williams doing it all tonight for the SC offense here in the first overtime. Just a little zone read, keeping it himself, making a tremendous decision, finishing in the end zone for the Trojans.
Only 12 completions all game for Caleb Williams throwing the ball. 1 touchdown pass, but he's got 3 rushing touchdowns, and they have all been huge.
You know what? We learned a lot about Caleb Williams tonight. It's not going to always be easy for a quarterback, especially when he gets to the next level. But there was no quit in him. He kept fighting. He made plays with his arms, his legs. Very impressive outing.
So now Arizona knows they have to get a touchdown here. They get the ball in this first overtime. Noah Fafita throws over the top. Cowing there. Touchdown! That didn't take long. Jacob Cowing came back to the ball, the back shoulder throw from Fafita, and now the Wildcats. Now look, they could decide to go for 2. You could try to just win the game right here.
Jacob Cowing, just an absolute star at the wide receiver position for the Wildcats. Little double move. Prophet Brown was really in good position to make a play, but Jacob Cowing going up, securing the touchdown for the Wildcats.
All right, so they've decided to send the kicker out. So Tyler Loop, you got to make this to force a second overtime. A must make. It's a make, no problem.
How about Noah Fafita tonight?
He didn't waste any time.
4 touchdown passes, making his 2nd career start. Coming back home to Southern California where he grew up and has put on an absolute show tonight in the Coliseum.
Look, Jed Fish, I don't blame him for just kicking the extra point. His offense has been really impressive in this part of the field. It had to be a little bit of a decision for him.
Yeah, certainly. You know, you got the number 9 team in the nation on the ropes. You have a chance with 1 play to win the game, walk out of the stadium. I'm sure that pulled on him.
That play puts Jacob Cowing over 4,000 career receiving yards. Now, he's been a huge factor since he came back on the field. Now we'll go down to the other side of the Coliseum toward the torch, the east side.
You know what Jed Fish said to us this week? He said his quarterback, Noah Fafita, is a very confident young player. You wouldn't know he was making his 2nd career start. And I'd almost say that's an understatement. The way this man has come in here tonight and played in front of this crowd on the road, tough environment, it's just so impressive.
So Fafita and the Arizona offense, the overtime rules, of course, then after you get to decide after the coin toss, now you alternate. So Arizona will have the ball to start the 2nd overtime, and just those normal overtime rules, at least at the beginning. If we go to a 3rd overtime, then it's just alternating 2-point tries.
Yeah, then we get into the fun stuff.
Fun for you and me. 35-35 as the 2nd overtime begins. What a great college football game. Caleb Williams looks exhausted. You got Jonah Coleman As the tailback under center, they've loved this toss play. Coleman stiff arm and gets shoved out of bounds near the 20.
Tell you what, Coleman has been so impressive tonight. He never goes down on first contact. He just runs with such an attitude. Right then, Mason Cobb, linebacker for SC, he was there to make the play at the line of scrimmage. Coleman's just not going down.
136 yards on the ground. Second down and about 6. Again under center, Fafita. They'll swing it out, and McMillan is looking to throw. Now he's going to run. McMillan picks his way forward and somehow gets close to the 15. That takes some guts to call that in second overtime against USC. McMillan gets up a little slow.
Arizona going for the jugular there, but credit the SC defense staying home, staying disciplined, reading their keys. That's a play there that Tafoa needs to make, though. McMillan making the big defensive lineman miss and getting some positive yards. Great play by the wide receiver.
3rd and 2. Fafita option, pitches it late, the ball's on the turf, it bounces to Coleman, he picks it up and gets the first down, just like they drew it up.
We are getting everything tonight. What great concentration there by Coleman. Ball's on the ground, stays focused, picks it up, finds a way to get the first down. Tell you what, we're getting a lot of fireworks late in this football game.
Oh, 1st and 10 Wildcats. Fafita in the pocket, throws short to Coleman, and he cuts it inside. Coleman will get gang tackled down at about the 9. A helmet came off for a USC defensive player.
It's like Eric Gentry is going to have to come out of the game for a play.
It's not 2nd and goal. Arizona can get a first down. What's that, at about the 1?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Right inside the 1-yard line can get you a fresh set of downs.
And Gentry's having a hard time getting off the field. So they've stopped play. He's saying he's all right. I mean, it could be he's just flat out exhausted.
Yeah, both these teams tonight playing extremely hard, going into overtime.
Little helmet-to-helmet contact with teammates. This will be the 77th play for Arizona's offense. 2 more yards to get to 500 total yards tonight. Jonah Coleman's leaving it all out on the field. He'll come out. DJ Williams in, and he'll go wide right on 2nd and 7.
Keep an eye at the top of your screen. Jacob Cowing in the slot.
Fafita looking middle, and it's caught. Touchdown, and that is Cowing.
Jacob Cowing is a star. Catches man-to-man defense, goes to work on the option route, breaks it to the inside, being friendly for his young quarterback making his 2nd career start. Just an absolute stud at the wide receiver position.
Now, by the way, Arizona sent the kick team out, so I think Jed Fish, he may have to use his timeout. It's like we needed to give those overtime rules to the Wildcats. Because Arizona's got to get organized for, I mean, Fafita took his helmet off, came to the sidelines. You got to go for 2 here in 2nd overtime.
Timeout, Arizona.
So use that timeout. The 3rd overtime is when you just forget the whole thing and you just do alternating two-point conversions.
That's right.
But in the second overtime, you got to go for 2.
You just saw Jed Fish just there say to the official, I thought it was the 3rd overtime. You're right, he was a little confused on that operation.
So that 3rd line there, must attempt 2-point conversion after a touchdown in the second overtime. And look, I don't blame a coach. You're in the heat of the moment. But they sent the kicking team out there to kick the extra point. You have to go for 2. They had a great 2-point conversion play to tie the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I like getting into a formation where I can get a coverage indicator here so I can learn if it's man or zone. If it's zone, I don't mind running the football. But if it's man, I want to find my go-to guy, McMillan or Cowing.
Now you got Fafita under center. They've used that toss play from this formation a lot. They'll play fake. Fafita,
he's got Cowing.
He'll throw, knocked away. Bullock came over. The ball was hanging in the air, and he knocked it down. Cowing was open, but then he wasn't.
What a play by Bullock from the safety position, running all the way across the field for the pass breakup, showing his range, showing his speed. That's a play. If Fafita gets the ball up sooner and leads Cowing across the field to the corner of the end zone, that might be a layup 2-point conversion. But credit Kalen Bullock from that safety position. That's a huge stop.
So now we know SC gets the ball. They have to score a touchdown, and then they have to convert their 2-point try.
Correct.
In order to win the game. So the Wildcats have 2 different avenues to either win or force a third overtime, even with that failed 2-point conversion. But I think you're right. Fafita, he'll learn from that one because that was there.
Yeah, he had him. Great play call by Jed Fish.
So now Caleb Williams back on the field. Again, it's Austin Jones, not Marshawn Lloyd. In the backfield, 1st and 10, SC. What a game, 41-35 in the second overtime period. Caleb Williams looking to throw from the pocket. Still holding the ball. Now a penalty flag thrown. That might be a hold. Williams is going to go out of bounds. But I think that's going to be against the Trojans. And that's a big penalty.
Holding offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Credit the Wildcats secondary for forcing that holding call there. Just doing a great job down the field. There's nowhere to go with the football. Mason Murphy on the right side of your screen getting called for the hold. I'll tell you what, U of A in this dollar package, 7 DBs on the field. They've done a great job tonight locking down the SC receivers.
I think in some ways it's been the story of the game. The way they have covered SC down the field. So now it's 1st and 20 from the 35. You got Mario Williams in the backfield along with Jones. Williams, play fake. Caleb throws. That one is going to be caught. Rice at about the 30, wrestled out of bounds there. A gain of 5, maybe 6. SC field goal does the Trojans no good. Got to get in the end zone.
Got to get in the end zone.
Can one of the greats in Trojans history bail out USC tonight?
Little cat and mouse game going on. You check, we'll check.
And
False
SC
start.
moved.
False start.
I mean, they've gotten cute a couple times in this game, SC has. And the Trojans are going backwards. Wow. I mean, I guess the whole idea of that is you're looking for
offense number 52, 5-yard penalty.
Well, you saw what was happening, right? SC came out. Arizona showed blitz. They got caught, so then they kind of hands check, which they're probably going to drop back into zone at that point. Then you get Caleb Williams checking again. Just a lot of operational stuff at the line of scrimmage. At some point, you got to snap the ball and play football.
To me, I think that's the point. Just play. You got the best player in the world at this level on your side. So now it's 2nd and 19. Williams steps up. Williams throws middle wide open. Pass caught, and that's going to be a first down. Mario Williams down to about the 11. 23 yards.
Williams doing a great job finding the soft spot in the zone over the ball.
Now quick tempo. They get the ball snapped quickly. Jones up the middle. Touchdown. So now we know they've answered the touchdown. And they need the two-point try to win the game.
That's exactly right. This is a clinic, though, on the left side of the offensive line between left guard Emmanuel Pregon and the center Justin Dedich. Inside zone, working up to the second level, hat for a hat.
They put the ball on the left hash for the Heisman Trophy winner. 3 yards away from escaping with a win. Two-point try coming up here.
Arizona showing man and pressure.
Williams rolling right. Caleb Williams is going to try to run. Now he throws, and it is incomplete. Trying to hit Rice, sliding across the end zone. 41-41 at the end of the second overtime. And we play on, and now all we get are those alternating two-point conversion tries.
Great job by Prysock there. The defensive back in coverage on Rice. Just not giving up. Man-to-man coverage. I tell you what, Prysock and Rice have had a great battle tonight. Ball was there to make a catch, but
that was closer than I thought. It was a tremendous throw. Amazing throw.
That's one you can certainly say Rice should have brought in.
And you can also, like you did, give Prysock some credit there for chopping down on the ball as the play was happening.
For
but
the third overtime period,
that would have taken away drama. Why would we want that tonight?
Let's get into the two-point plays.
41-41. They'll get everybody organized, make sure everybody understands the rules. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, it's great that you're still with us. If we go to a fourth overtime, we're changing to our pajamas. We'll just be here in the booth ready for the end of this one. What a game. I mean, gosh, on both sides. At this point, it's just fun, and let's see who wins it with the alternating two-point tries.
Oh, it's been such a thrilling football game tonight. You have the reigning Heisman Trophy winner getting down 17-0 early in the ball game, fighting back, making play after play. And then you have a quarterback on the other side making his second career start, coming into the Coliseum and throwing 5 touchdown passes.
So SC, we alternate. They go first, and they're going to shift. The line goes left. The ball obviously stays put. Williams gets the ball snapped, rolling right, trying to get there himself, and I think he got out of bounds. No, they say he got there. I thought the ball was on the wrong side of the pylon as he stepped out of bounds, but they said the conversion was good.
How about that play, Caleb Williams?
It was like a magic trick.
Give me the ball and something good will happen. This is just a one-on-one situation.
Wow.
Looks like that football was able to get on the inside.
He tucked it there.
And all you have to do, you have to cross the pylon anywhere. If it's directly over it, inside, doesn't matter. That football's there. What another play to add to the highlight reel.
Incredible. And he didn't step out of bounds. Looked like he stayed in bounds.
Wow.
That did not look like it was going to work. But then you realize it's number 13.
Just nothing phases Caleb. It's been so impressive tonight. They've had good moments, they've had bad moments. It doesn't matter. He stayed even keeled. He just kept operating, kept leading his team, making play after play.
So what do you think now? Arizona gets their two-point try to attempt to send this game to a fourth overtime. Last 20 years, fourth Pac-12 QB, 300 pass yards, 5 touchdowns against a top 10 team, and the only one that didn't play for the Trojans. He's doing it against USC. To keep the game going. Under center, they pitch it left. Williams goes down, and USC wins the game in triple overtime. theater of this one at the Coliseum.
Unbelievable football game. Senior linebacker Mason Cobb on that two-point play, not fooled for a second, sniffed it out from the get-go. Lincoln Riley and his football team. Tell you what, this was a gritty performance. Let's not forget they were down 17-0 early in this ball game and fought back to get the win in triple overtime.
They missed the chip shot field goal with a bad snap that would have ended it in regulation and would have robbed us of the drama of 3 overtimes.
Credit Mason Cobb. This toss crack play is a play that has worked so well for the Arizona Wildcats all night long. Mason Cobb said, though, you ran it one too many times. I know what's coming. Great job by the senior linebacker.
USC survives. The schedule gets a lot tougher, but it's hard to imagine that they're going to play a team that plays harder and tougher than Arizona did tonight. I know the names on the board coming up for the Trojans are impressive, but the Wildcats gave them everything that they had tonight.
No, you're exactly right. I know the Wildcats fall to 3-3, but this is a much improved football team from last year, and they're going to make some noise in the Pac-12 this season.
43-41. You see Caleb and Kayla down on the field together. Let's go down to Kayla.
Caleb, triple OT.
Yep.
Resiliency through and through. Obviously, this is not how you wanted to start it, but how you finished. How did you describe this win here tonight?
It was a hell of a fight. Simply overall, defense came out. They gave up a couple points. We came out and didn't score. They kept offense, and like I said, their defense. But credit goes to this team, this fight, and we got a lot more to go. And it shows kind of who we are. The longer we go, the better we get.
When you were over on the sidelines, tied at 28, you had the opportunity to win it with a field goal. What was going through your mind knowing you had to come back out here?
Fight, keep going. Something that somebody that I know pretty well. He goes, fall down 7 times, get up 8. And that's just something we kept doing.
What does this say about USC moving forward?
Regardless of who you are, we respect you, but we're going to come out, we're going to fight, we're going to do our best, we're going to play our ball, no matter who you are, no matter where we are, and that's all.
Congratulations. Awesome. Go get some sleep.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Kayla and Caleb, final thoughts, Brock, on what we saw tonight.
What a performance by the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. You saw why he won that award last year, why he's the leader in the country to repeat this season. The Arizona Wildcats, though, they came in, they put on a show, they put on a fight. But credit the resiliency of the USC Trojans for getting the win at home.
Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams, Mason Cobb, and friends find a way to get it done here at the Coliseum. 43-41 in 3 overtimes. And that 2-point conversion, we'll be looking at that one for a long time to come because Caleb Williams just pulled one out of a hat.
Well, you mentioned, hey, this might be a game that keeps you in the national title hunt with Notre Dame coming up, Washington coming up, Oregon coming up. SC has a very tough schedule. This was a game they had to win, and Caleb Williams pulled it off in the end.
For our producer, Joe Taylor, our director, Johnny Anna, our great crew, Brock Osweiler, Caleb Burton, Dave Fleming saying thanks for watching. We got SportsCenter coming up next. That's all from the Coliseum. 43-41, the final.